The Hearing House, the Baltus Oil Company, Hefco Floral Company, Arts Body Shop, Rail Transport, and Marshfield Utilities. It's Marshfield Tiger Football on AM 1450. WDLB. Good evening and welcome to Beale Stadium in Marshfield for VFA football tonight on AM 1450 WDLB and on AM 1320 WFHR. Tonight, the Marshfield Tigers face the Wisconsin Rapids in a VFA contest. I'm Gene Delisio, and in just a few minutes, Dale Yukaitis will join us. We'll have play-by-play coverage of this ball game between Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. The Lincoln High School football team coming off a very strong showing a week ago. The Raiders won a non-conference game at Tom Field in Wausau, defeating Wausau East 62-7. Wausau East has left the Valley Football Association to play independent football, and the move did not do them much good last week as the Raiders routed them, won that ball game by 55. In that ball game, Wisconsin Rapids compiled 453 yards of offense. It's the third time this year the Raiders have picked up more than 400 yards of offense in a ball game, and they're now averaging 397 yards of offense per contest, including 219 on the ground. This Lincoln High School football team led by a fine quarterback, senior Jacob Mansell, who so far this year has passed for 878 yards and 10 touchdowns with only 5 pass interceptions. He's thrown for more than 100 yards in 4 ball games this year, and now more than 200 yards twice this year. He passed for 164 yards and 3 scores against Wausau East a week ago. And Mansell has some very fine receivers at his disposal as well. Senior Isaiah Westfall with 21 catches this year for 334 yards and 6 touchdowns. He caught 2 for 38 against Wausau East last week, and Isaiah now has 92 catches for over 1,500 yards and 22 touchdowns in his high school career. Keegan Hewitt, also a very fine receiver for this Lincoln ball club, as he's caught 13 passes for 184 yards and 2 scores this year. Plus, the Raiders have an outstanding running at their disposal. Isaac Pilot, their senior running back, has rushed for 712 yards and 9 touchdowns this year. He ran for 138 yards and 2 scores against Wausau East last week, and now has rushed for more than 100 yards in the last 4 ball games. Marshfield Tiger football team coming off a big win last week as the Tigers improved to 3-2 with a 17-14 win at Stevens Point. Marshfield scored a touchdown on the final play of the first half and then added a field goal in the fourth quarter to make it 10-0. Stevens Point then came back and got to within 3 at 10-7. Then the Tigers broke the ball game open with a 56-yard touchdown run by Brant Bowman in the fourth quarter. Stevens Point then scored with 2 seconds left in the fourth period to make it close, but Marshfield won that ball game 17-14. Once again, a fine showing last week by Tiger quarterback Ryan Krieger. Passed for 110 yards against Stevens Point, also ran for 39 yards on a score. Krieger now has passed for 656 yards and 7 touchdowns this year. And Brant Bowman has 419 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns for Marshfield this season. 2 offenses that are playing pretty well meeting in this one this evening as Marshfield takes on Wisconsin Rapids in VFA football at Beale Stadium in Marshfield this evening. Both ball clubs come into this ball game 3-2. And they share the VFA West Division lead with a 2-2 conference record. Our pregame report this evening on WDLB and WFHR, a service of 8th Street Auto in Wisconsin Rapids. Nice cars sold by nice people across from Walmart in Wisconsin Rapids. Now we visit with Marshfield Tiger football coach Denny Gadel about last week's ball game against Stevens Point and this contest with Wisconsin Rapids following these messages.
The Baltus Company has been a proud part of the Marshfield community for 90 years. Baltus wants to give back to the community and has designated School Pride pumps at its store on Central Avenue next to Walgreens. Gas up at the Tigers or Columbus Don's Pride Pumps, and the Baltus Company will donate 2 cents per gallon to the Marshfield School District or Columbus Catholic Schools. A great way to help the school systems and the students in the Marshfield area. Gas up today at either the Columbus Don's or Tigers Pride Pump, and you'll be making a difference.
You always get more at Baltus.
An excellent team is built from the ground up. It starts with a solid foundation, support among its members, and the development of a winning tradition. If you're planning to build or remodel, think of the tradition offered at Trudeau Construction of Marshfield. They handle everything from new homes to additions, remodeling projects, kitchens and baths, cabinets, wood floors, decks, and gazebos. Have a project in mind? Plan it from the ground up by dialing 387-2239 for Trudeau Construction, Marshfield.
The 2018 new cars will be out soon, and most people don't take time to shop the loan rate when they buy an auto or truck. They just take what the dealership offers. See if you qualify for a lower rate. Refinancing your auto loan could save you hundreds of dollars over the term of your loan. First Choice has low rates, and they can work out a great payment plan just for you. Plus, you can feel good about borrowing from a local lender. Visit firstchoicecreditunion.com and make First Choice Credit Union your first choice. Federally insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Stay with us now for VFA football as the Marshfield Tigers and the Wisconsin Rapids Red Raiders meet at Beal Stadium in Marshfield. We'll bring in Tiger football coach Denny Gadel and his pregame thoughts. And, Coach, I'm sure you're pretty pleased about the occurrences of a week ago. Your team going to Stevens Point and knocking off a very good Spash Ball club last Friday night in Stevens Point. Let's reflect on that ball game and your thoughts about success last week.
Well, feeling pretty good is pretty much an understatement. I mean, everybody's really excited about what happened. You know, it's just kind of cool when you try to plan some things and you tell the kids each week, this is what we're going to do, this is how we want it to happen, how we want it to play out. And, you know, the kids really went and followed the plan really well. You know, we talked about our offense wants to be a lot faster and things like such, but sometimes you've got to slow down and give your defense a chance to catch up with what's going on and give them a chance to have a break on the sideline. So we went in there with that kind of attitude, and I talked to the kids all week about, hey, it's going to be 3 yards, and hopefully get 4.5, you know, and get a first down. So we went in like, let's just do that. We got plays that can get us we feel comfortable 3 yards, and then we got to play mistake-free football, and it was a really nice game as far as that goes. You know, we didn't have the big penalties that started us out, you know, getting us 1st and 25 like we did in the Hortonville game. I keep going back to that one because we had a lot of things go wrong in that game, and the line played really well, and our defense really came to play football. I mean, they did the bend but don't break all game long, and you know, really tackled well, and you know, held Stevens Point in check for as far as you can possibly hold a team like that. I mean, their running back still had 200 and some yards rushing, but man, he's going to get that every night he goes out there if he touches the ball 30-35 times a game. So it was just a really complete effort as far as our team and our kids playing for each other and holding each other up and making each other play better every time.
Coach, lots of aspects of this game to talk about. First of all, the field goal by Mason Coffrin, 38-yarder, gives you a 10-0 lead. Tell us about the strategic impact of that play and how that kind of molded play calling and strategy for your guys, especially the rest of the ball game.
Well, you know, I mean, we went into halftime. First of all, the talk on our sideline was like, I'm like, dudes, we're up 7-0 against Stevens Point, and it's halftime, and got a good rise out of the kids at that point. And then we come out and we get close enough, and we, you know, faltered a little bit, and we said, hey, we can kick field goals from here. Mason's been doing a really nice job, you know, pregame and in practice and doing things. So we know he's got the leg, you know he can kick it, and then he just dropped it through there. Now knowing that you're up by 2 scores, you know, to say the least, was like even better. And then we were still holding them back and holding them down and not giving them a chance to score. It was a tremendous uplifting thing that what Mason did for us. It was great.
And then you're holding on. You're up 10-7 in the fourth quarter, probably thinking, boy, let's run some clock here. Let's get a few first downs to close this out. And all of a sudden, Bowman breaks one for 56 yards, and you're up by 2 scores again.
And that's the beauty of having a kid like that's got the explosiveness that he has. I mean, that's called a big game breaker for us, and it's called an explosive play, and he did that. what he's been doing all year, you see it in a couple times in the games coming up to this one. He's got it. He's got the speed and the breakaway, and he's got that mentality that says, I'm going to be the guy and I'm going to do it. So it's amazing. I'm glad he's on our team. But, we just got to keep going and keep working. I forgot really what you said, Gene. So,
well, one thing that is evident by that play by Bowman on that long run is you've been stressing all year long the importance of running the ball between the tackles, that you cannot run outside or run sweeps on every play, even though you got some good quickness there, that you've got to eventually get that ball between the tackles, and that's where that play went. That really paid off for you.
No, yeah, exactly. That's kind of what the offense is. It's like go wide, come up the middle, pass the ball, go wide, come up the middle, and it just keeps people off balance, I think, a little bit. I mean, I hope that not too many people catch up to us right now, because we got it. It's amazing. I'm talking to Randy and Scott and all the guys on our offensive staff, and it's like, hey, we've been throwing in one wrinkle a week that's been really paying off for us, and it helps us. And even if it gets us 3 or 4 first downs throughout the game, or even a big play out of that in a touchdown, that's what we're doing. It's nothing that's stressing anybody on offense. The linemen are still doing the same things, but we're just moving our perimeter guys around and making them do different things, going different motions. So those things are helping us, and we get to have fun each week because we're putting in something a little bit new each week, and it gives the kids a chance. Hey, this is kind of brand new, and it sparks up offense, and it sparks up making practice fun.
Well, Coach, as important as all these aspects are, probably one of the real key aspects to your win is the tackling by your ball club, especially tackling in the all-around play of your defensive backs. Now, tackling Krzyzewski one-on-one is not easy for a defensive lineman or a linebacker, but time and again, your defensive backs that take this guy on, and they dropped him. Then they made some big pass coverage plays as well. Tell us about those aspects of the game last week.
Well, I know you know, and as well as the rest of our city knows in Marshfield, that we had a conference championship wrestling team last year, and a pretty good bunch of wrestlers, and they're in our backfield. And those dudes, when a guy comes, they know how to hit the guy in the legs. And it's pretty simple. If you hit him in the legs, they're going to go down, and we'll get the rest of our guys to come and help you tackle. So, that's what we're building our defensive backs on right now. It's like, get up there, make a tackle, hit him in the legs, and get him down. And a kid like Krzyzewski, I mean, first of all, I hope we can catch him. And we got the defensive ends that are holding him inside a little bit, and they're doing their job. And then the rest of the guys come and clean up. So they're doing a remarkable job. We talked about them this week again, how they are just really playing well. It reminds us of back in the day when we were 97, when our defense was like, we're playing with 160-pound linebackers and defensive backs that were maybe 150, 160, and we're stopping the guys from Oak Creek at the 10-yard line right before half and things like such. So it's kind of a nice resemblance, and we're really, really happy with the way our defensive backs are playing.
John Reichel made some big plays for you also. Not only tackles, but boy, that halfback option pass, he bats down. A lot of guys to sleep on that play, and he made a big play for you.
And he was right there in the guys on his backside, and that was just tremendous. Yeah, John's been doing a great job, and again, John, basketball player too. So now you bring all those guys in. But again, that's why kids play multiple sports. They're your athletes of your school. They pretty much have to play multiple sports. We're not that big of a school, aside from anybody thinks you are, but you're really not. I mean, you still got only a small part of your student populations are athletes, and if we can get them to play multiple sports, everybody's going to win, and we're having these great conversations about every sport we're in. Yeah.
Marshfield Tiger football coach Denny Gable with us. Marshfield facing Wisconsin Rapids in VFA football action this evening. We'll talk about this matchup in just a moment.
High school sports coverage is brought to you by Security Health Plan. Security Health Plan, along with its many affiliated providers, wants to help people live longer, healthier lives. Security Health Plan offers high-quality coverage options for large and small businesses and for individuals and families. Go to securityhealth.org to learn more. Security Health Plan. Promises kept, plain and simple. Security Health Plan is proud to support area high school athletes.
Everyone deserves to feel good inside, and the experts at House of Heating know how to make you feel good inside your home with indoor comfort systems that are inside your budget. Get up to a $1,600 rebate on a qualifying new Lennox system that will keep your comfort up and your utility bills down. Call House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or visit them on the web at houseofheating.com. Your time is important, so let Marshfield Book and Stationery help you plan your time for 2018. They just received their final shipment of 2018 appointment books, daily, weekly, and monthly calendars in several sizes. There's also a nice selection of desk pad calendars, monthly wall calendars, both bases and refills. Their selection will never be better. So stop in today and be prepared for 2018. Marshfield Book and Stationery is open for your convenience from Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. at M111 West McMillan Street.
We're back now with Marshfield Tiger football coach Denny Gadel. Marshfield facing Wisconsin Rapids in VFA football action at Beal Stadium tonight. Coach, that win against Stevens Point certainly a big one for a number of reasons. First of all, it keeps you in playoff contention, keeps you in contention for a division championship as well. What's it like now? You're 6 weeks into the season and still with a lot to play for, and I'm sure that really reflects in your practices these weeks.
Oh, there's no doubt. I think practice has elevated quite a bit as far as enthusiasm in practice. Kids are more upbeat. I mean, we're playing for something. It's been a while since we have been able to do these things in this part of the season, being ready for a chance to win a conference. But more so than anything, our goal this year was get to the playoffs, and we still got a couple games to win, and that's our major focus. Get the wins, let's get in the playoffs, and then see what we can do and try to keep everybody healthy to get there. But it really does. That's pretty much goes on. You don't have to say anything. We're going to work our butts off when you got something to play for. It makes it more fun.
We touched on this earlier, the field goal by Mason Coffrin, and that really indicates how well your special teams have played all year long for you. Your punting has been solid. Your kickoff's pretty good. That's an aspect that's really played well for you this year, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's no doubt. We're going right now to watch film, and Lenny has everything, documented as far as what they want. Every special team, they want, inside the 25 on a kickoff, and, make their net punts like under 30, and there's all kinds of things that he does. I don't have them at my hand right now, but there's many things that they do, and they keep hitting them, aside from a couple here and there, but they miss them by a yard, maybe a yard and a half or something. But those things are all, calculated as far as what Lenny and the special teams guys want to do. So the kids know they have a goal. They're trying to meet their goal every week, and they practice hard for it. I have a hard time, and this is just me being a little bit selfish. I want my quarterback to come throw with me, so I've had to go over and say, guys, Ryan, you're done punting. You don't have to punt anymore today. You've already punted enough. So I got to go get him to come and throw footballs for me. So it's kind of whatever. But special teams is a 30-year game. So if we can win that part too, and win another one, win 2/3 of the game, we can win football games. So there we go.
Tough one this week. Wisconsin Rapids coming to town, and high-powered offense, very good ball club. Tell us about this matchup on Friday night.
Fine ball club. I don't even know what to tell you. You guys have seen, and you read papers and you look at things. You got one of the best receivers in the state of Wisconsin. The quarterback does a good job, and they got a running back, Pilot, that's another good runner. So, and a big offensive line. We know that from last year. They were all young kids. We're just hoping that we can stay in the game. Hope the defense shuts them down a little bit, and we get one more point than they do, Gene.
Marshfield Tiger football coach Denny Gadel joining us. The Tigers facing Wisconsin Rapids in VFA football tonight at Beal Stadium in Marshfield. By the way, lots of college football for you tomorrow on Sports Radio 92.3 FM WOSQ. It's a college football doubleheader from ESPN Radio. TCU faces Oklahoma State at 2 o'clock tomorrow, and UCLA faces Stanford at 8:30. Both games will be broadcast tomorrow on Sports Radio 92.3 FM WOSQ starting at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Our pregame report today on WDLB and WFHR, a service of the Baltus Bread and Butter Shops in Marshfield. Now remember, when you gas up at the Tiger or Don's Pride Pumps on North Central Avenue in Marshfield, right next door to Walgreens, 2 cents per gallon will be given to that school system, either Marshfield school system or the Columbus school system. That's at the Baltus Bread and Butter Shop on North Central Avenue in Marshfield, right next door to Walgreens. Stop by and gas up at the Marshfield Tiger or Columbus Don's Pride Pumps. Back with more of our pregame report from Beal Stadium following these messages.
Let's play Complete the Name Game.
When I say River Edge, you say... That's right, golf!
But River Edge Golf Course isn't just your fun spot for golf. You should also think of them the next time you need a place to eat on Friday night. The River Edge Friday Night Buffet is simply fabulous. Check out the weekly menu at riveredgegolfcourse.com. They'd also like to host your wedding or next special event. Call banquet manager Jill Holm for available dates. River Edge Golf Course and Banquet, 715-676-3900.
Here's another Tooth Truth from Dental Clinic of Marshfield.
A bright new smile is a great confidence builder. Repaired, replaced, straightened, and cleaned teeth can improve overall health. Dental Clinic of Marshfield dentists provide a wide variety of cosmetic options, including orthodontics, porcelain veneers, implants, crowns, bridges, whitening, and more.
Dental Clinic of Marshfield. Dental care for life. Schedule an appointment today at any of their 3 offices in Marshfield, Stratford, or Neillsville. Learn more at dentalclinicofmarshfield.com.
Wow your backyard guests and fire up the good life with a new Chicago brick oven from Sternweiss & Sons of Marshfield. Discover the joys of outdoor wood-fired cooking. Everything tastes better when it's wood-fired. Select one of the pre-finished models in a variety of styles, sizes, and colors. Or custom build your entertainment space with a brick oven as the centerpiece. Visit Sternweiss & Sons Block Division, 400 East Arnold in Marshfield today and ask them about authentic Chicago brick ovens.
Marshfield facing Wisconsin Rapids this evening in VFA football at Beal Stadium in Marshfield. Check of the VFA standings. In the VFA West Division, Wisconsin Rapids and Marshfield share first place at 2-2. DC Everest is 2-3. Wausau West 1-4, and Stevens Point now 0-5. In the VFA North, Kimberly is 5-0. Appleton North 4-1. Appleton West 3-2. Appleton East 2-3. Kaukauna is 1-3. In the VFA South, Nina is 4-1. Fond du Lac and Oshkosh West both 3-1. Hortonville 2-3. Oshkosh North is 0-4. The other football games in the VFA this evening: Stevens Point plays at Wausau West. Oshkosh North is at Fond du Lac. Oshkosh West at Hortonville. Appleton North at Kaukauna. Appleton West at Appleton East. And Nina is at Kimberly. We believe that is a non-conference game, although 2 fine ball clubs meeting that at Kimberly this evening. The Lincoln High School football team now in his 15th season as Raiders head coach. His record 68 wins and 82 losses. The Raiders 6-4 a year ago after 4 consecutive years of sub-500 football. The first time they were above 500 since the year they advanced to the state championship game back in 2011. Marshfield Tiger football team coached by Denny Gadel now in his 8th season as Tiger head coach. His record 44 wins and 33 losses. And by the way, with that win over Stevens Point a week ago, Coach Gadel surpasses Jack Jensen and moves into second place on Marshfield's all-time career wins list with 44. Coach Jensen was 43 and 48 in 10-plus seasons at Marshfield. The only man now who has won more ball games as Marshfield Tiger football is Len Ludke, who won 136 and lost 44 for 15 seasons. Also won 3 state championships at Marshfield High School. But Denny Gadel now the second leading winning coach in Marshfield Tiger football history. This matchup this evening between Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids is the 106th meeting between these two schools dating back to 1901. Wisconsin Rapids has the edge in the series with 64 wins. Marshfield has 37. There have been 4 ties. Wisconsin Rapids won a year ago, 21-14. In fact, Lincoln has won the last 3 matchups between these two schools, although Marshfield did have a rather unprecedented period of dominance over Wisconsin Rapids the previous 20 years. Between 1996 and 2013, Marshfield was 16-4 against Wisconsin Rapids in high school football, but Rapids still has a big edge. We'll see how this one comes out tonight. By the way, please stay with us. At halftime this evening, our special guest, Marshfield Tiger volleyball coach Dawn Sadowska, talking about volleyball in the VFA and with her Marshfield Tiger volleyball program. That's our halftime program this evening here on WDLB and WFHR. And that is our pregame report for this evening, a service of 8th Street Auto in Wisconsin Rapids. Nice cars sold by nice people across from Walmart in Wisconsin Rapids. It's Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids tonight at Beal Stadium in Marshfield, so please stay with us. VFA football is up next on AM 1450 WDLB and AM 1320 WFHR.
The Hearing House. Make your house a hearing house.
Are you looking for relief from ringing in your ears? Signia Hearing Instruments has pioneered a new breakthrough technology for managing tonal tinnitus. It simply involves being fit with hearing instruments programmed for the specific hearing loss and tinnitus pitch. A filter notch placed at the pitch of the tinnitus is provided through the hearing aids. Take action today to manage your tinnitus and lessen the impact on your life. Call the Hearing House, 715-384-4700.
The Baltus Company has been a proud part of the Marshfield community for 90 years. Baltus wants to give back to the community and has designated School Pride Pumps at its store on Central Avenue next to Walgreens. Gas up at the Tigers or Columbus Don's Pride Pumps, and the Baltus Company will donate 2 cents per gallon to the Marshfield School District or Columbus Catholic Schools. A great way to help the school systems and the students in the Marshfield area. Gas up today at either the Columbus Don's or Tigers Pride Pump, and you'll be making a difference.
You always get more at Baltus.
Your wedding anniversary, it's a special celebration, and a special celebration calls for nothing but the best. Premium Hefco roses. Hi, this is Liz from Hefco Floral Company, reminding you not to forget that special day and to make it memorable with beautiful long-stem fresh roses. Call 387-1129 today and order our premium Hefco roses. Hefco Floral Company, open Monday through Friday 8 to 5:30 and Saturdays 8 till noon. Hefco's, your florist. We help you celebrate your life.
And we hope you're enjoying this beautiful day in central Wisconsin. Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids squaring off this evening in VFA football at Beal Stadium in Marshfield. Nice crowd on hand to take in this ball game. And before we get things underway, it's the Marshfield High School Band and our national anthem. Marshfield High School Band with our national anthem, getting set for football here at Beal Stadium in Marshfield. Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids meeting in VFA football tonight. First place in the VFA West Division is on the line tonight as each team is 2-2 in conference play heading into this ball game. Wisconsin ringing off a very thorough win at and the Marshfield Tigers pulling off an upset win over Stevens Point last Friday night, winning at Gerke Field by a final score of 17-14. Once again this week, Dale Yukaitis joining us with his expert analysis and commentary on our broadcast. And boy, Dale, that was a big win for the Tigers a week ago. We'll see how that propels them into a tough matchup against Rapids tonight.
Boy, Gene, it was a real big win. Point may not be the strongest Point team that we've seen in recent years, but they still have a huge roster and some pretty big kids, and Marshfield, in the end was able to take advantage of some big plays and score when it counted. And even though they were dominated by the Rapids or the Point defense early in the ball game, and Ryan Krieger was running for his life, they managed to settle down in the second half, and the big run by Brant Bowman kind of sealed the deal for the Tigers.
Well, Wisconsin Rapids coming to Marshfield tonight featuring something that Stevens Point did not have a week ago, and that's a guy who can throw the football. Stevens Point certainly did not have much of a passing game last week, but you can say that about the Raiders, as Jacob Mansell this year has passed for 878 yards and 10 touchdowns. He's passed for more than 100 yards in 4 of the first 5 ball games, over 200 yards twice, plus a great running game, some outstanding receivers, a very balanced offensive attack by this Rapids squad this evening.
And Gene, we've seen Rapids over the years have some very outstanding quarterbacks, and of course it's the quarterbacks that make a team go, but even more so at Wisconsin Rapids. They ask him to do a lot with their option style offense, usually have a pretty strong a stud for a fullback, and hand the ball off on an option type offense. It'll be interesting tonight to see what they do through the, as they certainly have receivers that have 20 catches and 18 catches, and that's a lot at this time of the year for high school football teams. And Marshfield, I believe, Gene, except for a couple injuries that guys that are going to be out for the season that have been gone for a couple of games already, I think come into this game pretty healthy tonight.
Looks like they do. The Tigers still without Quentin Alexander, and he'll be sidelined the entire year, but for the most part the Tigers are healthy, aside from some other guys who have not played all year long, such as Isaac Slark, who've been sidelined since training camp, but beyond that, the Tigers pretty healthy heading into this ball game. Jackson Ott is sidelined once again. Tiger defensive back has a shoulder injury, and so he is out this evening, but otherwise the Tigers pretty healthy. You're listening to VFA Football on AM 1320 WFHR Wisconsin Rapids and AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield. Don Cheesebro and Tom Uthmeyer producing our broadcast tonight. With Dale Yukaitis, I'm Gene Delisio, and the Marshfield Tigers are kicking off. Mason Coffrin to kick off for Marshfield from right to left or south to north here at Beal Stadium, and Thomas Gruby is back in deep safety for the Lincoln Red Raiders.
Well, we'll find out right away whether Marshfield's defense has anything for Wisconsin Rapids. It's been very tough stopping them the last few years, and that will be a key tonight as to whether Marshfield can play strong enough defense against this fine Rapids team.
Here's the kick by Coffrin. It's a line drive, and Gruby back on his own 5-yard line, drops the ball, picks it back up at the 1, heads back to the 5, no place to go, and gets pulled down around the 10-yard line. So Rapids mishandling the opening kickoff, and consequently they'll begin their first series deep in their own territory. The Raiders coached by quarterback by senior Jacob Mansell. Again, he has passed for 878 yards, 10 touchdowns. He's completed 58% of his passes this year, however only 41% in the last 2 ball games.
Now Marshfield has given up, at least early in the season, gave up a lot of big plays in the passing game, not so much the last couple ball games, especially against Stevens Point, although they weren't the most proficient throwing team. So let's see what they do tonight against a pretty good throwing quarterback.
Raiders put the ball in play at their own 11-yard line. Mansell at quarterback. Isaac Pilot, the running back, behind him. Wide outs on either side on 1st and 10 from the 11. Mansell gets the handoff and gives to Pilot straight ahead and hit hard at the 15 and dropped right there. He went one-on-one with Nolan Hurdle, the Tigers safety, and Nolan brings him down right around the 15, maybe the 16. He'll gain 5 yards on that play.
Well, folks out there that listen to us for games understand that, third down is always important, but I'm always a big first down guy, and especially against a team like Rapids with their running game.
2nd and 5 from the Signet. Here's somebody jumping early, and flags down at the snap. Rapids pitched the ball out quickly along the near sideline to one of their receivers. Looks like the Tigers called for being offside, and that moves the ball out to the 21-yard line. And that will be enough for a first down for Wisconsin Rapids. So 1st and 10 Rapids at their own 21, play just underway. The dangerous Isaiah Westfall to the near side, along with Nicholas Campbell. And Keegan Hewitt, big receiver, out wide to the far side. Mansell sets down the line, Pilot behind him. And here's a handoff to Pilot straight ahead, bouncing off his own man. Carries across the 25 to the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. And pulled down by Hurdle once again. Pilot goes for 6 on that play. Sets up a 2nd and 4 for Rapids at their own 27-yard line. They shift Campbell out now to the far side on this play. Justin Weffel, a blocking back to the near side. And Mansell gives to Pilat again, upended as he crosses the 30 at the 31, close to a first down. And taken down by a Tiger defensive back on that play. And another 4 or 5 yards on that run for Pilat. A first down at the Rapids 31-yard line. So 3 straight runs from Isaac Pilat, who has rushed this year for 712 yards and 9 touchdowns. First and 10 Rapids at their own 31, still no score. Rapids first possession. Mansell with a high snap, throws far sideline, the ball is dropped. Had Coombs along the far sideline, or Campbell rather, on the far sideline. The ball right through his breadbasket, incomplete.
It was going to have some room to work. Oh, very late, just throwing just now, Gene, from the far sideline.
Late flag thrown. The officials will confer on this one.
One of the officials pointing to the Marshfield team. I'm not sure, unsportsmanlike conduct. Well, I figured it almost had to be that as late as that flag was thrown.
Well, somebody said something. And the ball comes all the way to the 46-yard line.
He said, "Mr. Referee, I don't think that was a good call." You think that's what he said?
Brant Bowman
Probably
coming
not.
on to play in the defensive backfield. Ball comes out to the 46-yard line. First and 10 now for Rapids at their own 46. 10-12 remaining, first quarter, no score. Westfall near side, 2 receivers on the far side. And Mansell hands the ball to Pilat again into the secondary and flung down by Hewitt at the Marshfield 46-yard line. Pilat with a big hole. He'll gain about 8 yards on that play. And the Rapids ground game looking very impressive in the early part of this contest.
Well, that's what Marshfield's had trouble with against Wisconsin Rapids the last couple years. They keep handing the ball off to that single back, if you want to call him a fullback or a tailback in a spread, it's your choice. They pound it, and eventually the quarterback will either drop back to throw or run.
2nd and 2, and Mansell will throw deep on the near sideline for Westfall. He has a man with him. The ball's tipped up in the air, incomplete.
Great.
Skylar Thyssen one-on-one with Westfall. Knocked the ball down to the 15-yard line.
Outstanding defensive position. He actually was in front of the receiver, in front of Westfall, and was able to stay right with them. And as Westfall looked for the ball, so did Skylar, and was able to avoid any kind of a penalty call.
Westfall, a legitimate Division I prospect. He has 92 catches in his Rapids high school career. 3rd and 2 for the Raiders at the Tiger 46-yard line.
Watch for a slant pass here.
And Mansell will hand the ball to Pilat straight ahead for the first down inside the 35-yard line. Finally stumbles forward right there and pulled down by a couple of Tiger defenders led by Travis Altman right on the 35. A gain of 11 for Pilat and another Rapids first down. 1st and 10 Wisconsin Rapids at the Marshfield 35. 9:20 remaining, first quarter. And no score. This is Rapids' first possession of the day. Nicholas Campbell near side. Westfall near side as well. Hewitt on the far side.
One thing that these spread offenses do is it makes it difficult for you to blitz a linebacker because you have to use those linebackers outside in coverage.
Nash Coombs now in the backfield, takes the handoff and squirts across the 30 into the secondary, and he'll go all the way for the touchdown. The speed back, Nash Coombs, gets the handoff. This guy's only 5'6", 145, and he runs for his 4th touchdown of the year. It's an 8-play, 89 scoring drive for Wisconsin Rapids.
Untouched.
And the Raiders take the early 6-0 lead.
Handed off the ball to Coombs, and he went over right tackle and untouched all 35 yards.
Nathan Hepp now on to attempt to kick the PAT. Ball is down, kick is on the way, the kick is up and good. And so Rapids scores on their first possession of the day. 8:58 remaining in the first quarter, and our score is Wisconsin Rapids 7 and Marshfield nothing. Back to Beal Stadium and more football in just a moment.
If you're one of the lucky ones, you've never had an auto accident. But if and when you do, you get flustered and exasperated dealing with the insurance company and getting estimates, not to mention trying to figure out how you're going to get around without your vehicle. Well, they can't make that process fun, but they can make it a lot easier at Art's Body Shop. Free estimates, free courtesy car, all worry-free. Pick up or drop off from Penske Truck, too, at Art's Body Shop. It's just north of Wildwood Park.
Good start for Wisconsin Rapids. 8-play, 89-yard scoring drive. Capped by the 35-yard touchdown run by Nash Coombs. And the Raiders have the early lead at 7-0. And now Rapids kicking off. Thomas Gruby will kick it away, I believe. Or is this going to be Hep? It's going to be Gruby. Gruby kicking off to Skylar Thyssen and to Neil Ott.
Gruby's kicking off from the near hash mark.
Well, it's not Gruby. My mistake again. Well, maybe it is Gruby. It's a guy with a different number. Here's the kick on the way. It's a squib kick up the middle of the field. Picked up by Tyson on the 19. 25 to the 30-yard line, across the 35, across the 40, up the far sideline to midfield. And finally stopped there. Good return for Skylar Tyson, and Marshfield puts the ball in play near the midfield stripe.
Of all the teams that I've seen that have been good on special teams over the many years I've been involved in the Wisconsin Valley, two teams stand out. One is Wisconsin Rapids, especially under Coach Ken Beagle. Their kickoff and punt returns are legendary, and Marshfield has picked up that same philosophy. So a lot of teams will squib kick rather than try to kick the ball deep and allow the Tigers to set up the return, but they did that time anyway.
And Marshfield puts the ball in play right on the 50-yard line. The Tigers trail 7-0 with 8:50 remaining in the first quarter. The Tiger quarterback, Ryan Krieger, has passed for 656 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 7 pass interceptions. On first down, a high snap. They give us to Bowman. Straight ahead for a couple of yards, pulled down around the 49-yard line. Not much running room there. And Brand stopped by the interior of the Wisconsin Rapids defensive line, led by Pete Aspros. 1 yard for Bowman on the play.
Bowman's having trouble trying to get his shoe back on here. I don't know if he's going to come out or not.
2nd and 9 for the Tigers at the Rapids 49. Bowman stays in, comes to the near side with Gadel and Meverden. Isaiah Byrol, the fullback, next to Krieger. Ryan back to pass, looks at the near sideline. Gadel has it at the 45. Late flag goes down to the backfield. Gadel tackled to the 43. Flag down to the backfield, a holding call on Marshfield.
Yep.
So that play will come back.
Didn't see it. I was looking at the coverage on Rapids here. They're double covering Meverden, and rightly so. He's been the most dangerous receiver for the Tigers, so I think you will see guys like Gadel maybe get a few more opportunities to catch the football tonight, but it doesn't do you a lot of good. You're going to grab somebody.
Stay with us at halftime for our stats update, a service of the people for whom numbers matter the most. Edward Jones Investments of Marshfield. See Randy Gershman or Brian Kaiser for their sound investment advice.
2 big penalties already on the Tigers, 1 for 15 on unsportsmanlike, and now a holding call.
Ball's back at the 36. It's 2nd and 24. Gadel goes in motion and a flag down again. And a false start against Marshfield. Now the ball's back at the 31. It's 2nd and 29.
Seen a false start now by both teams in this ball game. Kind of odd this late in the season. It's not unusual in the first, maybe the second game, where if you change a quarterback, but kind of odd to see those procedure penalties unless, I don't know, maybe the center forgot to snap the ball.
Very warm night. Temperatures in the 80s this evening. Rather unusual for the 3rd week of September. 2nd and long, Tigers at their own 31. And some movement again. Again, some movement by the Tiger line, and a false start again.
The Tiger players are looking over at the referee and kind of motioning. You can't do it, really. A defense cannot be yelling things to try to get you to jump, but it's not always called, and I guess it depends also on what you're saying over there defensively. But the Tiger offensive linemen on the right side were looking at the Rapids defense and kind of pointing, and then pointing to the official. Doesn't matter. It's 2nd and all day.
Yeah, 2nd and 34 for the Tigers at their own 26. Krieger back in the pistol. Gadel goes in motion. Handoff to Bowman, has a seam, gets hit hard at the 30, pulled down to the 32. Wraparound tackle around Brandt's neck around the 31 or 32-yard line, but he gains 6 on the play.
That is not an illegal tackle, by the way, to tackle someone by the neck unless you do it, just clothesline the guy. That's kind of a personal foul, but unless you grab a face mask or grasp an opening of a helmet, or you grab by the back of the shoulder pads, which is called horse collar, that is not illegal. Saw it in the Packer game last week.
It's now 3rd and 28 for the Tigers at their own 32. Two receivers on the near side. And Krieger rolling towards the near sideline, being pursued. Now starts to run himself across the 30 to the 35, takes a hard hit at the 40-yard line, and goes down right there. And the Tiger bench wants a flag down as the Rapids man came over. Looked like he got Krieger a bit high in the face mask area.
That wasn't the issue, Gene. I don't mean to correct you. You did get him there, but the issue was the player for Wisconsin Rapids, and that was Nathan Hepp, stood over him out of bounds and was yelling down at him right in the middle of the Marshfield bench. That should have been an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for taunting. Absolutely no doubt about it.
So now Krieger on to punt. It's 4th and 21 Tigers at their own 39-yard line. Gruby on to accept the punt from Krieger. Good snap. And the kick by Krieger towards the far side, not real deep. Bounces at the 35, goes sideways, picked up by a Rapids man right there, and he's down immediately at the 38-yard line.
Risky move there with Tigers all around him.
Rapids football on their own 38, 5:26 remaining in the first quarter. Rapids lead 7-0. Other games in the VFA tonight. Stevens Point at Wausau West, Oshkosh North at Fond du Lac, Oshkosh West is at Hortonville, Appleton North at Kokona, Appleton West plays at Appleton East in a big ball game, which is a non-conference game. Nina and Kimberly meeting tonight.
That could be a good ball game.
Yeah, certainly should be. 1st and 10 Raiders at their own 38-yard line. Jacob Mansell in the quarterback, takes the snap and hands off to Pilot. He gets buried by Howlett behind the line of scrimmage. John Howlett, the Tiger linebacker, makes a big hit back at the 36. That play loses 2. Loss of 2 on the play. It's 2nd and 12, Wisconsin Rapids at their own 36-yard line. Like Marshfield, Rapids checking with the coaching staff on the sidelines for the play, for the signal. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Mansell now looks to throw to the near sideline. Catch is made by Coombs at the 40. He gets sandwiched right there, and a flag goes down at the offensive line as well.
That'll be a hold.
Tyson and Hurdle on the tackle at the 42. If the play stands, it gains about 6 yards. But a flag down near the line of scrimmage. And roughing the passer against Marshfield.
Oh, hit to the head.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's who we were talking about a little bit before the game, Gene. I shouldn't jump to conclusions before a call is made. Usually, when the umpire, who's behind the defensive line, makes a call, it's usually, well, it turns out like an unsportsmanlike type play, or, wow, big penalty too.
Yeah, the pass play to Coombs gains 6, and then 15 more tacked on, and the ball is at the Marshfield 43-yard line, a first down for Rapids. 4:50 remaining, first quarter, and Rapids lead 7-0. Westfall and Hewitt, the wide receivers. Campbell, the slot man on the far side. Pilot in the backfield behind Mansell. Mansell takes the snap, gives to Pilot straight ahead, and cut down at the 40-yard line. That was Neil Ott. Principal tackler right on the 40, gain of 3 on the play.
Well, if Marshfield can keep it to 3 yards, 2 yards, 1 yard on first down, it makes it a little easier to call defense, although Rapids handed the ball off to Pilot in some of those situations on that first big drive and still ran through the Tigers.
2nd and 7 Rapids at the Tiger 40-yard line. Mansell gets set, looks to throw far sideline for Coombs, makes the catch and then drops it as he takes a hard hit at the same time from John Rigel. Rigel going through a block by Hewitt, went right through that block and hit the receiver as he received the ball and coughed it up.
Well, it's a good thing that Mansell has a strong arm and he put that ball in a spiral out there because he hangs at all. That's going the other way for 6 points.
And now a 3rd and 7 for the Raiders at the Marshfield 40. Hewitt and Coombs out on the far side. Westfall near side. Weffel, the blocking back, to the near side. He has caught 1 pass this year, so they use him on occasion, touching the ball. Mansell takes the snap and hands off to Pilot, upended by Ott, going through the line at the 38-yard line. Ott and I think Johnsrud on a submarine at the 38-yard line. Gain of only 2 on the play.
Things a little testy down there as a result of what happened earlier on the sidelines, especially with the crowd down below us. They're not real happy.
Well, looks like Rapids wants to go for it. It's 4th and 5 for the Raiders, just inside the Marshfield 38-yard line. And Raiders will go for it. Set down their line. Jacob Mansell at quarterback. Pilot behind him.
You try to pull him off sides.
Yep. Long count here. Mansell still looking. Still looking around, and now delay of game called against Wisconsin Rapids. Tigers hold their ground and don't jump. Rapids penalized 5 yards back to the 42. It's 4th and 9. We assume that the Raiders will punt here. We have a stoppage here. We could see some water breaks tonight because it is unseasonably warm for the 3rd week of September. So right now the clock is stopped with 3:16 remaining in the first quarter, and our score, Wisconsin Rapids 7 and Marshfield nothing, and both teams are now coming back onto the field.
Do I get a Gatorade break tonight?
You sure do.
Do I?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Where's the jug? Did we bring that tonight?
It's in the next room.
Oh, okay.
Brant Bowman back in deep safety as Dylan Ashbeck punts for Rapids.
Delay? Wow.
Flag down again.
Apparently, they weren't letting them go to the sidelines for any kind of a break because the count must have started as far as when as soon as the official put the ball on the ground. You know, this doesn't necessarily hurt Rapids much here at all, providing they are planning on kicking the ball.
Ball's back at the 47. It's 4th and 14 as Ashbeck gets set to punt. Takes the snap, kicks it away towards the far sideline, and bounces inside the 20 and downed inside the 15-yard line.
Oh, gee, it's going to be another penalty. Extracurricular activity after the play. This time, I don't know. The Marshfield players are pointing like they got a Rapids player. There's been a lot of that, Gene, so far. Yeah. Receivers and cornerbacks have been going at it right up until the whistle, which is what you're supposed to do, but sometimes it goes for a few seconds after the whistle. Now we got a flag on one of them.
Now the ball's back at the 12-yard line, and the call is against Marshfield.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen, to be honest with you.
Personal foul against Marshfield. And the ball back at the 6-yard line.
What happens in a high school game too, Gene, as far as officiating, once a team does something like that a time or two on unsportsmanlike, you become a target. The officials, I don't think, deliberately look for it, but they certainly have their eyes more wide open on that team that has committed some fouls. So Marshfield really hurting themselves tonight in the penalty part of the game.
1st and 10, Marshfield at their own 6. 3:07 remaining in the first quarter. Tigers trail 7-0. Ryan Krieger at quarterback lines up about his own 1-yard line in the pistol. And offensive line movement again. Tiger left tackle stands up. That's Gabe Racher. And that brings the ball back to the 3-yard line. Well, Coach Gato has complained about penalties all year long. Didn't have that problem last week, but really rearing their head tonight.
Well,
back at the 3-yard line now, Dale.
Tiger's center also flinched on the play, and his back and rear end kind of came up without any kind of a snap. So I don't know if Krieger is out there trying to change some cadence or what he's doing, but certainly not in rhythm.
1st and 13, Tigers at their own 3. Krieger in the pistol, Byrell next to him. Ryan takes the snap. Looks to throw to the far sideline and almost intercepted, knocked away, incomplete. Intended for Mitch Wilhelm along the far sideline. Ball knocked away by a Wisconsin Rapids defensive back that may have been Dylan Ashbeck over there, knocking the ball down, incomplete. Creates a 2nd down for Marshfield at their own 3-yard line. VFA football tonight on WDLB and WFHR, a service of Comfort Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing of Wisconsin Rapids, Paper Sitting Savings, Aspirus Riverview Hospital, and TJ's Auto and Collision Center. 2nd and 13, Tigers from their own 3. Krieger hands the ball off to Byrell straight ahead for only a couple of yards. Not much there for Isaiah. Cut down after a short gain. Byro, by the way, has rushed for a career high in every game this year. Every week he surpasses his previous best.
Well, let's hope he goes for 200 tonight.
Would be nice to see that for the Tiger fans.
Has he had 100?
No, his high for the year is 46 against Point last week. 3rd and 12. Krieger passing from the end zone to the near sideline. Meverton out there makes the catch across the 15 at the 17-yard line, and he should have the first down. Isaac Meverton on a big pass play for Marshfield. His 12th catch of the year, and that does give Marshfield a first down at their own 18-yard line. Gain of 14 on that pass play.
Meverton running a square in or turn in pattern found an open area and almost looked like a zone type situation because he was wide open between defenders.
1st and 10 Marshfield at their own 18. 2 left first quarter. Tigers trail 7-0. Krieger back in the pistol formation. Gadel goes through in motion. Byro flinching, but he gets reset, and now Krieger calls timeout. Marshfield takes a timeout, the Tigers' first timeout of the first half. 1:49 remaining in the second quarter. And our score is Wisconsin Rapids 7 and Marshfield nothing. We'll come back to Beal Stadium and more football in just a moment.
Rail transport has grown every year since 1962. A leader in environmental initiatives, human resource practices, one of the safest providers of truckload services in the United States. At Rail, people are the power of red. We focus on delivering customer satisfaction, providing flawless transportation service, and maintaining excellent safety standards. If you'd like to be the power of red, call Rail Transport 715-591-3795 and Equal Opportunity Affirmative Action.
Marshfield football on their own 18-yard line, late first quarter. Rapids on top 7-0. Tigers have a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Isaac Meverton to the near side. 2 receivers wide on the far side. Ryan Krieger back in the pistol. Gadel goes in motion. Gets a pitch, heading for the far sideline. Turns it upfield around the 20-yard line and puts his head down, carries out to about the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. Talking Dale this week with Coach Gadel about the importance of that touchdown run by Bowman. Not so much, I mean, of course it was a big touchdown run, but the fact they ran it between the tackles after going outside, running up between the tackles, a big gainer that way.
Right, and we talked about that, Gene. Again, Tigers making some adjustments in the second half. Point widened out their defense, was taking away the outside gain, forcing the Tigers to run between the tackles, and they did.
2nd and 5 Tigers at their own 23.
Tigers have trouble getting lined up here right now.
Now Krieger back in the pistol. Gadel goes in motion. And Ryan rolls towards the near sideline. Gets away from some tacklers. Heads for the far side and starts to run. To the 25, near the 30-yard line. Spins away from tacklers and crosses the 30 for the first down. Tough run between tacklers for Ryan Krieger. He'll pick up the first down for Marshfield. Ryan averaging 4 yards per carry this year and ran for 39 yards and a touchdown against Stevens Point a week ago.
Took a big hit just short of the sticks, but was able to bounce off and gain another 3-4 yards and pick up that first down. Tough running.
He runs for 8 on that play. 1st and 10 Marshfield at their own 31. We're in the final minute of the first quarter, and Wisconsin Rapids leads 7-0. Bowman coming in motion. Krieger pitching to Bowman to the near side. Turning the corner at the 30 to the 35 and bounced down right there. Nice open field tackle by Wisconsin Rapids' Tom Gruby. Makes the hit on the 35, but Bowman gains 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 Marshfield at their own 35-yard line. Clock winding down, final seconds of the first quarter. Meverton and Gadel to the near side. Bowman and Wilhelm on the far side. Krieger back in the pistol. Gadel goes through in motion. And Krieger runs the quarterback draw. No place to go, but he finally falls forward to the 39. Dropped the ball, but the official says the play's dead. Ball was down on the 39, so Ryan gains 4 on the play. Gain of 4. It's a 3rd and 2.
Quarter.
Not quite.
Well, the officials are changing their mind.
Oh, yeah, they thought it was the end of the quarter.
He held the ball up in the air and blew the whistle, but we still have 7 seconds left to go yet.
3rd and 2 Tigers at their own 39. Now the clock restarts, and that will end the first quarter of football here at Beal Stadium in Marshfield. Our score after one quarter is Wisconsin Rapids 7 and Marshfield nothing. Back with the second quarter following these messages.
I bet I know what you're not thinking about right now. Safety issues when it comes to water and electricity. Thank goodness Marshfield Utilities has done some thinking for you. Of course, it's up to you to follow through with smart thinking about things like to prevent scalding water, heaters should be set no higher than 120 degrees. Always dry your hands before using a switch, plug, or electrical outlet. Stay away from fenced-in power stations, utility poles, and towers. Get all the facts about water and electric safety from Marshfield Utilities. Safety is important, don't you think?
Every team needs the right connection to succeed. The same thing applies to your home or business. If something doesn't seem quite right, don't play amateur repair person. Contact Total Electric Service of Marshfield at 384-3311. Total Electric offers a 24-hour emergency service for residential, commercial, farm, and industrial jobs. Total Electric Service, the name says it all. Total service for all of your electric needs. 384-3311.
Good to have you with us for VFA football tonight from Beal Stadium in Marshfield on AM 1320 WFHR and AM 1450 WDLB. We start the second quarter. Marshfield has the football on their own 39-yard line. It is third down, third and about 2 for the Tigers from that spot.
Well, a big defensive series at the end of that quarter, stopping Wisconsin Rapids, forcing them to punt when they went right down the field. Was it 95 yards on the first drive, or what was that? It was
89.
89, okay. In about 8 plays or so, just chopped it right down the field, with Marshfield a little tougher on defense, mixing up their defenses a little bit.
Big play here, 3rd and 2 Tigers at their own 39. Gadel comes in motion. Gets the handoff, goes straight ahead for the first down and more, out across the 45 to the 46. And pulled down there by Drake Biolo of Wisconsin Rapids, but a first down for Gadel on a run of about 7 yards.
Boy, and Rapids has a couple really big guys at those defensive tackles in there. We'll see if I can get their names and their size for us here as the game goes on. Got big kids in there. I wouldn't want to feed them, that's for sure.
1st and 10 Marshfield at their own 46-yard line. Wide receivers on either side. Krieger takes the snap, hands inside to Gadel, and he gets a couple of yards in, run over by Pete Espro, 6'3", 260 senior, after a gain of about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 out to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that's one of those big defensive tackles.
Austin Reimers, 5'10", 240. Frank Hartman, 6'3", 240. Some big guys there in that defensive line. 2nd and 8 for the Tigers at their own 48-yard line. Krieger asking for the play to be signaled in once again. Now sends Meverden and Bowman to the near side. Favorite wide to the far side. Gadel wing on the far side. Krieger back to pass the football. Lots of time. Throws near sideline. Ball is caught by Bowman out of the backfield and carries across the 40 out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Beautiful throw. Beautiful pattern. Krieger went back, got the ball, set himself, fired the ball out here to this right side on an out pattern to Bowman. The ball was right on the money.
13 yards on the pass play. Bowman on the catch, his 18th of the year. And he leads Marshfield in receiving this year. 1st and 10 Tigers at the Rapids 39-yard line. Double slot formation. And Byrell on the inside handoff. No, it's Krieger keeping the ball, breaking tackles across the 35 to the 34. Boy, he had a Rapids man, Drake Biolo, grab Krieger near the line of scrimmage, and Ryan just pulled him ahead for about 5 yards.
Big gain on first down. Excellent.
5 yards on the play. Ball's at the 34-yard line. 2nd and 5 Marshfield at the Rapids 34.
But Krieger's ball handling has really improved as the season gone. A couple times, Gene, I think we've both gotten a little bit lost. He made a great fake that time on an off-tackle counter play, and he kept the ball.
Byrell lines up next to Krieger in the backfield. Bowman and Wilhelm on the near side on 2nd and 5. Gadel comes in motion. Here's a counter play to Bowman, and he breaks a tackle and dives down to about the 30-yard line. Boy, that was a nice play by a Wisconsin Rapids defensive lineman. I think that was a Hartman who tripped up Bowman before he could get a head of steam going on that counter play. And Bowman falls forward to the 31, gains 3 on the play, and leaves Marshfield with a 3rd and 2. Could have been a big gainer there.
Oh, yeah. I was looking into the secondary, and there was some blocking down there for the Tigers. The Tigers could be lining up to kick the extra point.
3rd and 2 Tigers at the Rapids 31.
Big defensive play by that Rapids player.
Krieger back on the pistol, takes the snap.
Oh, look out.
Byro straight ahead for Isaiah Byro straight ahead. He gets pounded at the 33. He'll lose a couple of yards on that play. Loss of 2. So now the ball's back at the 33-yard line, and it's 4th and about 4.
There's that Nathan Hepp again, the guy that got tangled up here on the sidelines, and after he tackles a player, he kind of struts his stuff a little bit. It's good to be cocky, I guess, though, as a player.
Tigers going for it on 4th and 4 from the 33. Krieger rolling to the far sideline. With room, stops and throws deep along the far sideline, looking for a receiver who makes a diving attempt. That was Meverden, and he dropped the ball, couldn't hold on to it, incomplete. Meverden making a diving attempt inside the 5-yard line and could not hold it. He was well covered on the play by the Rapids defense, so a 14-play Tiger drive stalls out on the Rapids 33-yard line.
A lot of hand-to-hand contact over there on that far sidelines near the 5-6-yard line. And, no flag on the play at all. Marshfield coaches down here not real happy, now trying to recompose themselves a little bit. Tiger fans certainly not happy down below. I don't know, too far away for me to tell. A lot of contact. Looked like Meverden might have been climbed on, but hard to say from that far away.
So Rapids takes over on their own 33, 8:45 remaining in the first half. Raiders lead Marshfield 7-0. Jacob Mansell back in a quarterback for Wisconsin Rapids. Isaac Pilot, the tailback behind him. And Pilot gets the handoff, but there's a flag down at the snap and a false start on Rapids.
Another false start. You know, it's we have a veteran officiating crew here. Graham Williams, the former superintendent at Loyal, has been refereeing for a long time. He's the white cap on this crew, or the head man, the referee. And these are veterans. They're not going to let these players get away with a little bit of jiggles and jumps and twitches. And we've seen a number of illegal procedure calls tonight.
Ball's back at the 28 now. It's 1st and 15.
The reason I bring that up is that some crews seem to have, I don't know, they watch for things a little more than others.
Campbell near side, 2 wideouts on the far side. And it's Pilot again, straight ahead.
Nothing.
Nobody there. Boy, he's going to stop behind the line of scrimmage. Gang tackled at the 26-yard line. Steins and Schreiner and Howlett, John Reigel, all there on the play at the 31. Pilot loses a couple of yards on that play. Ball's back at the 26.
I don't know how much of a runner Mansell is, but the way the Tigers are converging with 6-7 guys on the football right now, I think it's only a matter of time, if he is a runner, that he keeps the football.
2nd and 17 from the 26. Mansell back to pass on this play. Steps up, throws deep across the middle, has Campbell open, makes the catch at the 50, and stopped right there by Nolan Hurdle, a big gainer for Wisconsin Rapids, as Campbell breaks open behind the defense and carries down to the Marshfield 46.
Very nice throw, right on the money, bullet.
Gain of 28 on that pass play. Campbell first for Wisconsin Rapids at the Marshfield 46-yard line.
He was a thorn in the side of Marshfield last year running the football on counters, if I remember right, if that's the same Campbell.
By the way, Mansell this year has rushed for 17 yards. He's averaging 0.9 per run.
That answers that question. Thank you.
1st and 10 Rapids at the Tiger 46-yard line. Handoff Pilot straight ahead to the secondary and bounces down to about the 37-yard line. Isaac Pilot runs for about 9 on that play. The Tiger 37. 2nd and 1 Wisconsin Rapids at the Marshfield 37.
Defensive coordinator, signal caller's nightmare. 2nd and 1. What do you do? 3rd and 1. What do you do?
2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Mansell gives to Pilot straight ahead, breaks a couple of tackles and dives forward inside the 35 to the 33. He was hit by Bentley Schwannebeck-Osterman in the backfield, but kept going down to the 33-yard line and picks up 4 on the play. Gives Wisconsin Rapids a first down at the Marshfield 33. Rapids on top 7-0, 6:55 remaining before halftime.
Little activity in the secondary again after that play.
Rapids players checking with the coaching staff for the sign for this this play. Hewitt to the near side. with Nash Coombs. Westfall on the far side. Mansell will hand the ball off to Pilat again. Gets outside for a big gain up the far sideline to the 15-yard line and pulled down from behind along the far sideline by John Howlett. And that puts the ball deep inside Marshfield territory.
Well, they're using that up back, that H-back in the blocking scheme like a fullback, and he kicked out the defensive end. And just a power-off tackle play basically there due to that kick-out block.
Gain of 19 for Pilat, and now Wisconsin Rapids has the ball inside the Rail red zone. Experience the power of red and visit rail.jobs. First and 10 Rapids at the Tiger 14, but now a big offensive lineman moves a count early. The Rapids right tackle, Aaron Parker, moves a count early. Ball will come back to the 19-yard line.
And, you know, these aren't just, I mentioned before, little twitches and things, but these guys, they got guys jumping offside, standing up and running into the defensive side of the ball. Both teams.
Once again, join the experienced Rail team. Visit rail.jobs and experience the power of red with Rail Transport. First and 15 Rapids at the Marshfield 15. Mansell back to pass, being rushed, dumps it off far side. The ball is caught along the far sideline. That's Weffel, the H-back, pulled down by Johnsrud around the 11-yard line. Justin Weffel, who rarely handles the football, did catch one pass for 26 yards against Nina a couple of weeks ago. That's his second catch of the year. He carries down to the 13 and picks up 6 on that pass play. Sets up second and about 12 for Rapids at the Tiger 13. Westfall on the far side, always dangerous over there. Coombs on the near side. And now the whistle step in and or timeout. Rapids wants a timeout. Raiders late getting that play off. So Wisconsin Rapids takes a timeout there first of the first half. We have 6:25 remaining in the second quarter, and our score is Wisconsin Rapids 7 and Marshfield nothing. We'll return to BLM in just a moment.
Culver's chicken tenders are a family favorite. Brittany, I know you're particular about what your boys eat.
Of all the things I love at Culver's, chicken tenders rank high on my list. It's not pressed, it doesn't have fillers in it, it's a whole piece of chicken.
You know, chicken tenders are the true tenderloin of the breast.
When you bite into it, it's like you're biting into an actual chicken breast that you just made at home.
If it's not good enough for my family, it's not good enough.
That's a good rule to live by.
Culver's on Central and Upham in Marshfield.
Welcome to Delicious.
Lengthy Marshfield drive stalled out. Tigers had a 14-play drive stalled out on the Rapids 33. Raiders took over. They've moved from the 33 now to the Tiger 13 in 6 plays. Wisconsin Rapids has a second down here, second and about 12, as play resumes. Warm evening. Flag is limp. Rather
nice crowd
warm
again.
night for a late fall.
Home side is full. Far side's about 3/4 full.
Second down, Mansell back in the shotgun here. Takes the snap, back to pass, throws a sideline pattern, far sideline over everybody's head, incomplete. Looking for Westfall in the end zone, but well over his head, incomplete.
Well, he had some pressure. I can't get the number of the player walking back. That was Steins, I believe, that came in and got in his face as he was about ready to throw that ball. He had to get rid of it a little early.
Third and long now for the Raiders. Third and about 12 at the Marshfield 13-yard line. 3 receivers on the near side. Pilat in the backfield behind Mansell. Mansell checking with his offensive line, gets the play correct. Back to pass to the near sideline. That's the screen pass far side. Grabbed by Pilat, gets hit, spins away, and taken down inside the 5-yard line. Let's see where he is near that first down marker. Pilat makes the reception. That, by the way, is his first catch of the year. Hard to believe their number 1 back has not caught the ball. Very close to a first down at around the 4-yard line.
Just short of the first down marker, third down.
Ball's right around the 5-yard line. They're measuring over on that far sideline. And Rapids is short by about a foot. So it's going to be 4th and inches, 4th and about a foot now for Wisconsin Rapids, just inside the Marshfield 5-yard line.
Well, will Rapids pull a Seattle and try to throw the ball down here, Gene? What do you think?
We'll see what they do. And of course, Pilot, a great runner.
Yep, my bet's on he's going to get hit somehow.
And looks like they'll go for it. 4th and a foot for Wisconsin Rapids, just inside the Marshfield 5-yard line. Pilot lines up behind Mansell. Mansell is in the pistol formation here. Hewitt way wide on the near side. Mansell takes the snap, gives to Pilot. He gets hit in the backfield, falls forward near the 5-yard line. A great play by Jared Johnsrud. Submarines in, and Pilot did fall forward.
Yep.
So we'll have to see where the spot goes.
This is going to be closer than you think because he fell forward at the last second.
And the officials say first down, Marshfield.
Woo, big play. Big defensive stop. Wow. Jared
Johnsrud with a big play. And a first down for Marshfield at their own 5-yard line. 6:10 remaining, second quarter. Wisconsin Rapids leads 7-0.
Well, Gene, as you've heard me say 1,000 times, working together, I've never liked it when you've got a 3rd and short, like a yard, or 4th and short. You hand the ball off to a guy 6 or 7 yards deep in the backfield. Any level. I don't care if it's pros or high school or college.
Didn't pay off on that play. Marshfield offense back on the field. 1st and 10 Tigers, right around their own 5-yard line. Ryan Krieger at quarterback. Byro, the fullback, next to him. Bowman and Wilhelm out wide near side. Krieger to pass from the end zone. Throws across the middle. Bowman makes a sliding catch out near the 18-yard line. Bowman open across the middle. Had to go down to make the catch, but did so at the 17. He'll gain 12 yards on that pass play. And the Tigers with the first down on their own 17. That gets the Tigers out of a big hole somewhat.
Rapids is leaving some pretty big seams in that defense on the inside in this ball game. We saw Meverton with a big catch to the inside earlier.
1st and 10 Tigers at their own 17. Gadel goes in motion. Krieger again back to pass, rolling near side, throws across the middle, incomplete.
He had him too.
And Bowman open across the middle, but Krieger had to throw across his body and threw the ball too low, incomplete. 2nd and 10 Tigers at their own 17. VFA football tonight on WDLB and WFHR, a service of the Dental Clinic of Marshfield, the Hearing House in Marshfield, Colby, Neilsville, and Wausau, and the Baltus Oil Company in Marshfield. 2nd and 10 Marshfield at their own 17. Wilhelm wide near side for Marshfield. Meverton far side. Krieger pitches to Gadel, coming to the near sideline. Can't get outside, turns the corner of the 20 and forced out of bounds around the 21 or 22. He will gain about 5 on the play.
That's still a nice gain.
And he's out of bounds to the 22, picks up 5. And a 3rd and 5 for the Tigers at their own 22-yard line. Rapids changing some defensive personnel. Defensive tackle Joseph Whitemarsh leaving the ball game. 3rd and 5 Marshfield at their own 22. Krieger sets up in the pistol. Has his arms extended. Takes the snap. Fades the pass. Throws far sideline. Caught across the 30-yard line for a first down. Quick look in to Meverton. Makes the catch and goes down to the 32. Gain of 10 and a Tiger first down.
Boy, both of these quarterbacks tonight right on the money. Another bullet that time by Krieger.
And a first down for Marshfield at their own 32 with 5:25 remaining in the first half. Wisconsin Rapids leads 7-0.
From what I've seen so far, Rapids has been double covering Meverton.
3 receivers on the near side. Krieger sets up in the pistol. Byroll next to him. Takes the snap, fades the pass, looks near sideline, caught by Bowman across the 35, pulled down on the 38-yard line. Stopped right there by a couple of Rapids defenders led by Zachary Langmeyer. Bowman picks up 6 on that pass play. 2nd and 4 Marshfield at their own 38. Krieger throwing the ball very well. His percentage early in the year was way down, but now he's completing 53% of his passes on the year. 2nd and 4 Tigers at their own 38. Gadel comes in motion. Counter play to Bowman with a seam across the 40 to the 45 to the 47. And spins forward there for the first down. Again, Brand Bowman had a seam on that counter play and runs for 10. A first down for Marshfield at their own 48-yard line.
Well, that's what happens when you can mix up the offensive calls a little bit. 3 straight throws, and all of a sudden you get Rapids back on their heels, or any defense back on their heels, and then you can pop one inside.
Double slot here for the Tigers on 1st and 10 at their own 48. Krieger sets down the line. Bowman goes through in motion. Ryan takes the snap, rolling to the far sideline. Towards the sideline, now takes off and goes out of bounds after a short gain. Forced away from the pocket by Tyler Baldoff, and Krieger out of bounds at the line of scrimmage, maybe gained a half yard on the play. Let's give you that Marshfield offensive line. Left tackle is Gabe Racher, left guard Ethan Arndt, the center Connor Berry, right guard Sam Hazley, right tackle A.J. Leonard. 2nd and 10 Tigers at their own 48-yard line.
Leonard is the tackle, the right tackle that's coming back and pulling across the formation on those counter plays.
Doing a nice job in that regard. Tight formation here. Favorite wide on the far side on 2nd and 10 from the 48. Gadel comes in motion, gets a pitch, coming near sideline with some blockers. Cuts it back up to the 50 and out of bounds around the Rapids 48-9-yard line. He'll gain 4 on the play. Pickup of 4 for Gadel. And a 3rd and 6 for the Tigers at the Rapids 48-yard line. Krieger checking with Coach Gadel on the sidelines here.
25 yards rushing for Krieger in 5 attempts, 29 for Bowman in 7, 15 for Gadel in 3 so far.
Remember, Andy last week ran for -2 against Stevens Point. A tough night running. Big play here, 3rd and 6 Tigers at the Rapids 48. Krieger will throw the football, being rushed. It's a middle screen and wide open, viral across the 45 to the 35-yard line and taken down near the Rapids 30.
Outstanding call. Great call. Good pass rush that time by Rapids. They took the bait, came in. We've seen that work against Marshfield several times this year. That time the Tigers pulling it off.
Viral 7th catch of the year. The Tigers gain 18, a first down for Marshfield at the Rapids 30. Now 3:39 remaining, first half. Rapids lead 7-0. Inside handoff, and it's Gadel on the counter. Gets hit at the line of scrimmage and spun down for no gain. A good defensive play by Wisconsin Rapids. That may have been Baldoff right there, and Biolo, as they read that counter very well, and Gadel goes down for no gain. 2nd and 10 Tigers at the Rapids 30-yard line. This drive, remember, began on the Marshfield 5-yard line. Colin Fravert comes in the ball game to play a receiver spot. Meverton on the far side. Gadel and Bowman the wings on 2nd and 10 from the 30. Bowman goes in motion. Krieger rolling to the far sideline. Stops, and now he'll take off to the 30, to the 25-yard line, and ankle tackle to the 24-yard line. Cody Sawyer on the open field tackle to 24. Krieger runs for 6 on that play. Sets up a 3rd and 4 for Marshfield at the Rapids 24-yard line. Just heard Coach Gadel tell the field goal team to get ready if need be. This is the 12th play on this drive. 3rd and 4 Tigers at the Wisconsin Rapids 24-yard line. Ryan Krieger back in the pistol. Gadel comes through in motion. Krieger rolling to the near sideline. Stops, throws on the run.
Oh, he's tripped.
And a flag goes down. Bowman along the near sideline got tripped up by a Wisconsin Rapids defender. And that should be a defensive penalty against Rapids. Zachary Langmeyer, the defensive back on that play. And the call coming against Rapids. And that'll give Marshfield a first down.
You know what's kind of odd about that, sometimes when feet kind of come together and you get a tripping call like that, it's a considered incidental penalty, but he definitely, that time in the trip on the Marshfield receiver, definitely impeded his progress to that.
Well, that'll give Marshfield the first down at about the Rapids 12-yard line. So 1st and 10 Marshfield at the Wisconsin Rapids 12. Now 2:12 remaining in the second quarter, and Wisconsin Rapids leads 7-0.
See if Marshfield comes back with that counter again to Bowman.
Bowman on the near side, Gadel wing on the far side. Meverton and Fravert the wideouts. Gadel goes in motion. Here's the jet sweep. Andy cuts it up to the 10-yard line and dives forward near the 5-yard line. They'll mark him down right around the 5 or 6. You normally think of those jet sweeps going outside, but Andy took it back inside. And he has a nice gain there to the 6-yard line, picks up 6 on the play. 2nd and 4 Tigers at the Rapids 6. Clock winding down, 1:45 remaining before halftime. A long Tiger drive here. Double slot formation in the pistol.
And
now two guys moving at the same time. Favorite and Bowman, and the Tigers take a timeout.
Timeout, absolutely.
Yeah, Tigers take a timeout to get reset here. Tiger timeout, their second of the first half. 1:33 remaining before halftime. And our score is Wisconsin Rapids 7 and the Marshfield Tigers nothing. Our coverage of VFA football tonight on WDLB and WFHR, a service of Filker Brothers Corporation of Marshfield, manufacturers of stainless steel products, and they support all youth sports and activities. Participation in high school sports builds character and teamwork, and Filker Brothers of Marshfield supports the youth of central Wisconsin.
Well, 2 players going in motion from this near side, 2 wide receivers, one in the slot and one on the line of scrimmage. I think he was on the line of scrimmage. Kind of odd to see a guy on the line of scrimmage go in motion, but they were going in motion deep into the backfield and realized what was happening and tried to stop, and Marshfield wisely called a timeout.
Tigers have 1 timeout remaining before halftime.
No Canadian football rules
well, you know,
tonight.
That's right. It'd be illegal up there. Tigers have a 2nd and 4 at the Wisconsin Rapids 6-yard line. Wilhelm and Meverton, the wide receivers. Bowman in motion, gets a pitch, cuts it back inside of the 5-yard line, stumbles forward to about the 3. He may be a yard shy of the first down. It picks up about 3 yards on that play. See where they spot it. Looks like 3rd and 1 Tigers at the Wisconsin Rapids 3-yard line. Now they marked it back, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, it is going to be on the 3-yard line. 3rd and 1 Tigers at the Rapids 3. 60 seconds remaining in the second quarter. By the way, Marshfield volleyball coach Dawn Sadowska, our halftime guest. 3rd and 1 Tigers at the Rapids 3-yard line. Bowman and Gadel in the backfield next to Krieger. Ryan takes the snap, rolls to the near side, starts to run himself. Evades some tacklers, cuts back to the inside the 5, down to about the 2, and may have the first down. Clock running down, 35 seconds left. Official running in here says it's 4th down. They're going to mark the ball down just inside the 3. And we may have a measurement. We'll see if the officials confer on this one.
Well, they let about almost 10 seconds run off the clock before they decided to stop the clock.
Officials may be looking for a measurement here. Ball is marked down just inside the 3-yard line, and the chains are coming out. It's either first down or 4th and inches with 24 seconds remaining before halftime. Chains coming out.
Short.
Yeah, Tigers are short by less than a yard.
Used to be the captain of one of the teams could request a measurement. I don't know if that's still Tiger offense on the field is motioning go for it, and then he's going to take his final timeout.
Marshfield takes a timeout. This is Marshfield's final timeout of the first half. 24 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And Wisconsin Rapids leads 7-0. The Tigers with a lengthy drive here, which began on their own 5-yard line. They have moved to the Rapids 3 in 14 plays and now faced with a 4th and a foot at the Wisconsin Rapids 3-yard line, and 24 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Well, if the Tigers do get the first down, the clock should stop. Tigers can get on the football, could either spike it or decide to run a quick play here. Depending upon how time this takes, with 24 seconds, you figure a typical play, if it's a running play, could take 6-8 seconds, maybe even 10 seconds, depending upon how long it takes to unpile.
Tigers look like they will disdain the field goal. Mason Coffrin kicked a field goal a week ago against Stevens Point, a 37-yarder. But Marshfield will go for the first down or the touchdown on 4th and less than 1 at the Wisconsin Rapids 3-yard line. Byroll in the backfield next to Krieger.
Big gap over right guard.
Krieger goes in motion, and Ryan Krieger straight ahead near the goal line, gets in for the touchdown.
Wow, I don't know if the Rapids, I think, may have lined up wrong defensively there, because there was a huge gap between the center and the right outside shoulder of the guard and tackle. There was a linebacker in there, but he was about 3 yards deep in the secondary, so it was kind of a cakewalk on the touchdown.
That's a 15-play, 95-yard scoring drive by Marshfield. Krieger on the touchdown run, his 3rd of the year. Mason Coffrin comes in to attempt to kick the PAT. Ball is down, kick is away, kick is partially blocked and no good. The first missed PAT by the Tigers this year. So Krieger scores on the 3-yard run, but the PAT kick is blocked. And so Rapids maintains its lead with 21 seconds remaining before halftime, and Marshfield now trailing Wisconsin Rapids 7-6. You're listening to VFA Football on AM 1320 WFHR Wisconsin Rapids and AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield. Don Cheesebro and Tom Uthmeyer producing our broadcast tonight. With Dale Yukaitis, I'm Gene DeLucia at Beal Stadium in Marshfield. We are nearing halftime here of this VFA contest, and Wisconsin Rapids, with that blocked extra point, maintain a 7-6 lead, 21 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Marshfield will kick it off to Wisconsin Rapids. Rapids does have 2 timeouts remaining before halftime. And stay with us during our halftime break. We'll visit with Marshfield High School volleyball coach Dawn Sadowska about Tiger volleyball at halftime this evening. Thomas Gruby back in deep safety for Wisconsin Rapids as Mason Coffrin kicks off. Kick is on the way. It's a high end-over-end kick, and Gruby back on his own 7 to the 15-yard line, far sideline across the 25, and bounces outside across the 30 to near the 35-yard line. Stop right there with 14 seconds remaining before halftime. Now keep in mind, Wisconsin Rapids has some dangerous receivers, Isaiah Westfall and Keegan Hewitt. Both are very, very dangerous. Westfall especially very quick. So we'll see if Mansell looks that way and tries for the quick score before halftime. Rapids football on their own 34-yard line.
Defensive coaches along the sidelines are usually also talking about watch for a halfback pass or a hook and lateral type play in these situations as well, some sort of a trick play.
Both Hewitt and Westfall to the near side. Mansell on a handoff near side to Coombs on an inside handoff, comes across the 40 to the midfield stripe and pulled down by Reigel at the 46-yard line.
Got out of bounds.
Out of bounds with 6 seconds remaining. Nash Coombs carries on a forward pitch. Carry to the Marshfield 46. Gains 20 yards on that play. And Wisconsin Rapids takes a timeout. Rapids' second timeout of the first half. 6 seconds remaining before halftime. Rapids leads Marshfield 7-6. And Wisconsin Rapids with a chance to throw the ball towards the goal line on the final play of this first half of football.
And from what I've seen so far, it looks like Mansell has the ability to do that. The ball on the Marshfield 46, so he would be back probably 8 yards or so from the line of scrimmage, maybe even a little more to be able to get the ball off if that's what they choose to do. Unless they try, like I said, a hook and lateral or a trick play. But I would guess that Mansell is going to at least get that ball down around the 10-yard line and hope for a pass interference. He may be able to throw it in the end zone from here. He's got a strong arm.
And keep in mind, Westfall very athletic, 6'3". Hewitt very big, 6'5", 2 tall receivers. If they throw the ball towards the end zone, good chance one of those guys could get high and maybe snare it. Rapids offense back on the field, 1st and 10 at the Marshfield 46. Could be the final play of the quarter. Hewitt coming to the near side. Westfall on the far side. And Mansell back. Takes the snap, fades the pass, steps up, throws deep across the middle, and the ball is hit by Coombs, and he's hit incomplete. Coombs made the catch at the 20-yard line, then Hurdle hits him hard, coughs it up, and that play ends the first half of football.
Good clean hit, too. Not to the head, not spearing of any kind, just a shoulder hit.
So So that play ends the first half. By the way, we'll have more details on this game and other Central Wisconsin sports events on our On Sports program tomorrow at 10 a.m. on AM 1450 WDLB and on WDLB-WOSQ.com. We're at halftime here at Beal Stadium in Marshfield. Our halftime score, Wisconsin Rapids 7, Marshfield 6. We'll come back with Marshfield Tiger volleyball coach Dawn Sadowska and our halftime program following these messages.
Ag Country Farm Credit Services has been serving agriculture and rural communities for nearly 100 years. They offer a wide array of financial products, such as loans and leases for farm operations and real estate financing, rural home loans, crop insurance, tax preparation, and much more. Contact your Marshfield Ag Country Farm Credit Services office in front of the mall on Central Avenue today. Equal opportunity lender and provider.
Whether you're looking for top-quality flooring, window treatments, expert installation, or professional design advice, you'll find it all and more at Rice's Capital Carpet. Over 300 years of combined sales and installation experience, we are dedicated to providing our clients with the absolute best in product and service. We cordially invite you to stop in, take a look around, ask questions, and then let our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff help you make an informed decision. Rice's Capital Carpet, Highway 13 North in Marshfield, or call Rice's Capital Carpet today, 715-384-4554.
Let's play complete the name game.
When I say River Edge, you say... That's right, golf.
But River Edge Golf Course isn't just your fun spot for golf. You should also think of them the next time you need a place to eat on Friday night. The River Edge Friday Night Buffet is simply fabulous. Check out the weekly menu at riveredgegolfcourse.com. They'd also like to host your wedding or next special event. Call banquet manager Jill Holm for available dates. River Edge Golf Course and Banquet, 715-676-3900. Buying the most when selling your
Back
home.
now at halftime, we had the chance this week to visit with Dawn Sadowska about the 2017 Marshfield Tiger volleyball team.
Well, we've seen a lot of growth. We have a very young and inexperienced team, and we started off with really tough non-conference couple of tournaments. We went down to Sun Prairie, and we beat the teams that we should have beaten. We played with a lot of really good teams, and that was when I felt we were really, really inexperienced in changing lineups around. I mean, we weren't even sure, where some more players were going to be playing for sure, and we just went down, and I thought that we saw a lot of good things. And so the beginning of the season, we like to have a couple more conference wins, but we're working on that, and the goal is really just to be the best we can be at the end of the season.
Can you kind of pinpoint exactly how inexperienced this squad is in terms of people who are back or not back for this year?
Yeah, well, we lost everybody last year. All of our seniors were playing, and so with 6 seniors that were on the court, that's a huge replacement to have to make. And so we had kids that had some roles, but they weren't really starters last year, who've had to step up this year. So we've got Corianne, who was only playing defense last year, and now she's setting a 5-1 for us, and she's doing an awesome job. She's not only setting really well for us, but she's also taken over a lot of the leadership, and so she's done a really good job with that. We had last year Jordan Wilcott was playing a couple of different positions, and this year we've also switched her around a little bit. We're still not really sure exactly where we want her, but she's playing all the way around, so she's getting better and better as we progress through the season. And then we had Carly Nikolai, played last year 3 rotations, and this year she's still playing just 3 rotations for us, but we're really asking her to kind of be our go-to hitter this year. Last year we had Stephanie Rhodes, and you had Alexis up there that were with her, and so she didn't have to be the dominating hitter, and she has to be this year, so she's having to learn that role.
Dawn, I talked to basketball coaches. They'll tell me that if they only have one experienced player out there, they'd like it to be their point guard. A baseball coach will say the same thing about their catcher. In your game, in volleyball, if you have only one experienced player. Would you like it to be your setter like Corianne is for you this year?
Yeah, it definitely, that's huge for us, having her as the one that's got the most experience, because she does have to run everything out there for us, and she's making a lot of decisions on the court that I know after playing with Anna for the last couple of years that she's learned those things. So yeah, it's really important that Corianne be our player that's got the most experience.
How about some other players who are making their mark on this team?
Well, we've got Katie Johnson as our libero, and I kind of thought in the back of my mind last year that she could be a nice libero for us, but throughout the summer we had a couple of girls that were all kind of battling for it, and even in the beginning of the season we had 3 different girls that were dressing the part. Katie won it hands down by the time we got through Sun Prairie, and she's been doing an awesome job in that back row. She's only a sophomore, so it's awesome to know that she's going to be with us for 3 more years playing that position. But she's taking charge back there. She's much more aggressive. We're just seeing a lot of good things out of her in that position. We've got other seniors that are stepping into different roles. We've kind of moved Hannah Everton around. We've moved Johanna Byer around. We've moved Katie Osinski around. And so we're asking these seniors just to try some different things and to take leadership that way, to show that they're versatile and they're going to do what we need them to do.
Dawn, how attractive for a young player is that position of libero? Because mostly when you think of a sport, you think of wanting to contribute on offense and score a lot of points, be it any sport, basketball, football, baseball, whatever it is. But for a volleyball player, how much does a young player want to embrace a role like that?
Well, Katie Johnson moved around a lot last year on JV in different positions, and she really didn't play a whole lot of defensive. She wasn't a defensive player. I just seeing her that competitiveness of never wanting to lose, and so for a libero, it's got to be that ball, that you never want the ball to hit the floor, and so because you could see that in her, I thought she might be a good, strong defensive player and play that libero, and she has embraced it. I've never. Sometimes you have these short players who want to get in there in the hitting lines and do that, but no, she just keeps working on that defense. So I think she has found her niche for us in volleyball, and she's just she's doing a really good job with it.
Can you talk about the learning process for a young team in learning some of the mental aspects of the game, the determination, how to win, things beyond just hitting the ball over the net or running your offense, some of the mental aspects that it really takes to be a winning volleyball team?
Yeah, that's I think what we're struggling with the most right now is just this mental toughness, I guess I call it. When we've got the lead, holding on to that lead and winning the game, being, not letting a team get too much of a lead on you, and being able to work through those kinds of things. Those are the things that we're struggling with right now. Not becoming tentative when you're down, not wanting to make a mistake because then you're going to just make a mistake. So it's those kind of things that we're working through, and we see, at Spash, we definitely saw some fight and some intensity out there out of all of our kids, but especially our young kids that just not wanting to lose. We lost that match, but I didn't feel like we lost it because I felt like we made a lot of gains there. Even when we played Merrill the other night at home, just not there. I didn't see them give up, and we kept fighting, and it was a close match. And those are the kinds of things that eventually, if they keep fighting like that, it's going to turn into a win for them. And they just have to keep believing in themselves that way.
I would imagine you do see a lot of progress week to week from a squad like this.
Yeah, and that's what's fun about a team like this. It's nice to have your veteran team and know what you got coming back, but it's also a lot of fun just to have a year where you're doing a lot of teaching and seeing that growth from match to match, week to week. We've got some younger players, Lindsay Steffen, we're seeing a ton of improvement in the first tournament. She wasn't even playing much, and now she's got a starting role playing all the way around, improving every week on defense. She's an offensive player for us, but she's improving every week on defense. And I should mention too, our last the other 2 players I haven't mentioned are Katie Sadowski Kowalska and Alexis Schnitzler. They're kind of battling out for other defensive positions in the back row, and they just get better and better because they're pushing each other. And now that we've got players we can put in the game and to take out there and do some defensive playing for us when we need it. So it's just nice to see all these kids working hard, working and competing against each other, and just getting better and better.
It would appear your conference is pretty wide open this year. How about that conference race this year?
Yeah, we thought, I think everybody thought DC Everest was bringing back a ton of players and did really well last year, but they seem to be struggling. So it is wide open. Our Merrill does definitely have the lead right now, being undefeated, but they've got to go through the conference and play all these teams again, including us. And so, there's still a chance for us to be able to be in that top spot. But our goal really is just to get better and better and to, by the end of the season, be in a position to make a run in the tournament.
Marshfield Tiger volleyball coach Dawn Sadowska visiting with us at halftime this evening. Tiger volleyball team, by the way, lost to a very strong DC Everest squad last night, 3-0. Jordan Wilcott had 5 kills in that match for Marshfield. Corianne Johnson, 17 assists. Katie Johnson, 12 digs. And Lindsay Steffen, 6 aces for the Tigers. The Tiger volleyball team is back in action next Monday night with a non-conference match at Antigo. Marshfield and Antigo in volleyball next Monday evening starting at 7 p.m. Let's remind you once again, next time you need some gas, stop by the Baltus Bread and Butter Shop on North Central Avenue in Marshfield, right next door to Walgreens, and you'll find 2 very colorful gas pumps over there, one with the Marshfield Tiger colors, the other with the Columbus Dons colors. And depending upon which one you fill your car at, 2 cents per gallon will be given to that school system from the Baltus Bread and Butter Shop in Marshfield. So stop by the Tigers or Don's Pride Pumps on North Central Avenue, right next door to Walgreens in Marshfield, and send 2 cents per gallon on to the Marshfield school system or the Columbus Catholic school system in Marshfield. It's Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids this evening. VFA football from Beal Stadium in Marshfield. We'll come back with more of our halftime program following these messages.
Are you tired of pressing buttons only to talk to a machine? Then it's time to switch to a local insurance agency. Someone you know and trust to be there for you and your family. S&S Insurance at 207 West Upham Street in Marshfield has been serving the area since 1985. S&S Insurance Services can tailor any auto, home, life, business, or farm policy to fit your life. Call S&S Insurance for a free quote today at 715-387-3477 or stop by and visit one of their experienced agents at 207 West Upham Street in Marshfield.
Hey truckers, you only have one chance to make a first impression, right? So you better make sure your truck's body is looking fine. At V&H, Wisconsin's most complete heavy truck body shop, we've got 16 certified technicians and support staff. And from major collision repair to our 65-foot Garmat spray booth, we've got your entire body covered. You'll drive out of V&H proud and ready to take on the world. V&H, the driving force in heavy trucks and equipment.
Find us at 1505 South Central Avenue, Marshfield, or vhtrucks.com.
When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side if you put it to work for you. If saving for retirement is buried on your never-ending to-do list, we can help. Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Randy Gershman. Let's put time to work for you. Stop by our office at 554 South Central for a face-to-face appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Quality Roofing, Marshfield, Wisconsin, is proud to include Wausau Athletic Park, Camp Randall, and Lambeau Field in their project lineup. Quality Roofing is equally proud to always support area students. Quality Roofing serves Wisconsin's commercial roofing and sheet metal needs. Contact Quality Roofing on the web at qroof.com or visit them in Marshfield's East Industrial Park.
Wisconsin Rapids leading Marshfield here at the halftime break, 7-6. Let's take a look at our halftime scoring plays, a service of Ag Country Farm Credit Services. Wisconsin Rapids got the opening kickoff tonight and went 89 yards in 8 plays and scored on their first possession of the evening on a 35-yard touchdown run by Nash Coombs. Nathan Hepp kicked the extra point, and Rapids led 7-0 with 8:58 remaining in the first quarter. After that, things really settled down. Marshfield had a good scoring chance in the first quarter, early second quarter. After a Rapids punt, the Tigers got the ball on their own 6-yard line. A penalty moved them back to the 3, and in 14 plays, they moved out to the Rapids 33, but then lost the ball on downs. Rapids took over at their own 33 and drove down to the Marshfield 5-yard line, had a 4th and less than 1 at the Tiger 5, gave the ball to Isaac Pilot, and he was stopped for a loss on a great defensive play by Tiger linebacker Jared Johnsrud. That gave the ball back to Marshfield on their own 5. The Tigers went 95 yards in 15 plays and scored on a 4th and 1 from the 3-yard line on a touchdown run by quarterback Ryan Krieger. But the PAT kick was blocked, and so Rapids maintains a 7-6 lead here at the halftime break, and that's the scoring for this first half of football, the service of Ag Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities throughout central Wisconsin. Let's check now on the halftime stats as Dale Yukaitis rejoins us. Those stats a service of the people for whom numbers matter the most. Edward Jones Investments of Marshfield. See Randy Gershman or Brian Kaiser for their sound investment advice. Dale, how about the numbers in this first half?
Well, Gene, pretty even on the scoreboard so far, except for a missed extra point. Also pretty even for stats. Wisconsin Rapids has 118 yards rushing in only 14 attempts. Leading ground gainer for Rapids is Isaac Pilot with 71 yards in 12 carries. Coombs also has a big touchdown run of 35 yards for Rapids. Let's see, receiving or passing 48 yards so far for Jacob Mansell, and he has passed for 48 yards so far. So they haven't thrown it a lot considering how good he is throwing the football. He's 4 of 9 so far. So 48 passing, 118 rushing for $166. 4 receivers had catches for Wisconsin Rapids. Campbell, Hewitt, Coombs, Campbell, Coombs, Weffel, and Pilot all had catches in the first half. Marshfield, 161 yards. They have 89 on the ground, 72 passing, so pretty balanced. 23 attempts rushing for the Tigers. Krieger, with 35 yards in 9 rushes, leads the Tigers. Bowman not far behind with 32 yards. Actually, 33 yards. I didn't give him credit for the touchdown. In 9 carries, Gadel with 21 yards in 5 carries. Byrol, 1 carry for 2. Leading receivers, Brant Bowman, 3 catches for 31. Couple catches for Meverton for 25 also. Byrol also has a big catch for 17 yards. I think that might be, is that his first catch of the season? I think second catch of the season.
Who's that again?
Byrol.
No, that's Isaiah's had several catches this year. I believe that was his that was his 7th catch.
Oh my, okay.
Yeah. You've been napping.
Yeah, that's probably when I was on my hot dog break.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So pretty even stats in the first half for both teams. I don't know, if I were to take a guess, boy, Rapids ran the ball fairly easily against the Tigers, especially in that first series. I know they got the big gun back there at quarterback, but I'd be real tempted to come out and run the football. The only problem with that is they don't have a quarterback that runs the ball, and that's key in this kind of offense that they run. It'll be interesting.
We've got some other scores to report. Halftime scores: Spencer Columbus leads Cadott 37-8, and Thorpe leads Owen Withee 12-8 at the halftime break. Rapids now kicking off. And Ott and Thyssen back in deep safety for Marshfield at their 10-yard line to begin the third quarter football. There's a short kick down the middle, picked up by Bowman on the 26. Heads for the far sideline to the 30, 35-yard line, and out of bounds around the 40. They station Brent Bowman up to try to negate that squib kick, and Brand takes the football out to near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Marshfield usually has him back deep, but as these teams continue to just squib the ball against Marshfield because they do so well in returns, they snuck Bowman in there in that third level.
1st and 10 Tigers. at their own 39-yard line as we begin second half action. Wisconsin Rapids leads Marshfield 7-6. Rapids has beat Marshfield each of the last 3 years. Marshfield trying to turn the tables in this one tonight.
Ball has been marked ready for play some seconds ago already, so Marshfield's got to get on the ball and get with it.
Ryan Krieger leads out the Tigers. Gadel and Bowman the running backs. Miverden.
There's the 5 count.
And Wilhelm the receivers. Krieger in the pistol. Takes the snap. Gives to Bowman looking for a hole. Not much there. Pulled down behind the line of scrimmage by Frank Hartman. Bowman loses about 2 yards on that play.
Yeah, nice play by Hartman. Somebody missed a block on him. He came in off his defensive end type position. Possibly defensive tackle. It's hard to know these days what some coaches call these positions.
Hard to miss a guy who's 6'3", 240.
He's big anyway. They've got some big boys in there.
Tigers face with 2nd and 12 at their own 37-yard line.
Marshfield certainly outsized up front.
Wilhelm and Miverden the wideouts. Bowman and Gadel the wings. Krieger in the pistol. Takes the snap. Looks to throw to the near sideline. Miverden has it tipped away incomplete. Went high for the catch at the 45-yard line off his fingertips. And almost intercepted. He went playing behind the play on the deflection.
Yep, that ball overthrown. Timing was just a little off on the play.
So incomplete pass and 3rd and 10 for Marshfield at their own 37-yard line. First possession of the second half. Marshfield has the football down by 1. Coach Gadel sends in the play.
A huddle. Goodness. Don't usually see these teams huddle anymore.
Wilhelm and Miverden the wideouts on 3rd and 12 from the 37. Bowman comes in motion. And Krieger rolling to the far sideline. Turns and throws far sideline. A diving attempt at the 45-yard line. And it looks like that ball fell incomplete. Mitch Wilhelm on the attempt, but went too low, couldn't grab it. So 3 and out for Marshfield on their first possession of the second half. 4th and 12 for Marshfield at their own 37-yard line. And Ryan Krieger will stay in the ball game and punt the ball away. Thomas Gruby back in single safety for Rapids at his 35-yard line. Krieger averaging about 37.4 yards per kick. Here comes a rush. He gets it away. A very good kick.
Nice
Boy,
kick.
A boomer. Pass Gruby. Bounces inside the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5, and out of bounds near the 5-yard line. What a kick by Krieger.
58.
Man. Great job by Ryan Krieger. He got all of that one. And Rapids has the football deep in their own territory. Their first possession of the second half. By the way, we do have a Gross Auto car of the game parked outside the Beal Stadium entrance on the north side. It's a beautiful Buick Enclave, a big car, big white vehicle, and you can see it on the website at grossauto.com or on the lot at Gross Buick, North Central Avenue in Marshfield. Buick Enclave, a great car for you and your family.
Was that you driving it today? Has windows down, arm out the window, smoking a cigar?
Yep. 1st and 10 for Rapids at their own 5-yard line. And on first down, Pilot straight ahead for short yardage. Down after a short game. That was not Pilot, by the way. That was Coombs. That was, by the way, one of those bubblegum cigars.
Oh,
But it was lit.
Sure, okay.
It wasn't.
So it was lit anyway, okay. Okay.
Coombs gets 2 on the play to the 7-yard line. 2nd and 8 for Rapids at their own 7-yard line. Great punt by Krieger. Has pinned the Raiders deep in their own territory. Tigers looking for a stop here. Get the ball back in good field position. Mansell checking with the sidelines. Now gets set. 2nd and 8 Rapids at their own 7. Mansell back on the pistol. Looks to throw the football. Lobs along the far sideline. And the ball is dropped incomplete. Looks like it was dropped. It was an up for grabs play to Keegan Hewitt. But Hurdle knocked the ball loose as Hewitt got the football incomplete. Now Hewitt's a big guy, 6'5". He can go up and get the football, and as he came down, the ball was stripped loose.
Yeah, and that's what they did. Mansell kind of threw it up in the air and said, "Go get it, big fella." But there were 2 Tigers on the play, sticking hands in there, and pulled the ball loose.
Big play here, 3rd and 8 for Rapids at their own 7-yard line. Mansell in the pistol once again, takes the snap, and hands to Pilot straight ahead. He turns out to about the 13 and cut down there. Some very determined running by Pilot on the inside, but could not quite get to that first down marker. And it looks like Nolan Hurdle, the principal tackler on that play, at the 13. So Pilat gains 6, but it's 4th and 2 for Rapids at their own 13-yard line. And the Raiders may have to punt the football again.
Another situation where you've got to watch the snap count.
Rand Bowman back in deep safety near the 50-yard line. Dylan Ashbeck on to punt. One of the better punters in the conference. Gets the snap. Kick is away. It's a high kick. Bowman backpedals at the 44-yard line, up the far sideline to midfield to the 45, and dives forward inside the Rapids 45-yard line. So Marshfield has excellent field position. 1st and 10 Marshfield at the Wisconsin Rapids 43-yard line with 9:25 remaining in the third quarter. And Marshfield trailing Wisconsin Rapids 7-6.
43-yard punt with the short return.
And Ashbeck averaging about 41.2.
Tell you, Krieger's been punting the ball very well. He had one relatively short kick against Point, but he had some beauties as well that really made a difference in field position last week.
Scoring chance for the Tigers. 1st and 10 Marshfield at the Rapids 43. Double slot formation. Krieger in the pistol. Takes the snap, fades the pass. Lots of time. Now throws deep to the near sideline for Mivert into the 5-yard line, but can't get there. Overthrown a bit. It's incomplete. And a second down play coming up for Marshfield.
Krieger was knocked down on the play as getting up, shaking his right arm or hand. As he released that ball, his hand came forward into a Rapids player. I think he's okay, but he's kind of shaking that thing. Last week we thought maybe he was going out with an elbow injury, but he came in. Plays tough.
Second down now for the Tigers. 2nd and 10 at the Rapids 42-yard line. Mivert into the near side. Mitch Wilhelm far side. Bowman and Gadel the wings. Krieger back to the pistol. Gadel goes in motion. Gets the handoff. Cuts it up to the 40-yard line. Hit right there. And falls forward to the 39. And picks up 4 on that carry. High school football action tomorrow. The Athens Blue Jays. Conference game tomorrow at Palmyra Eagle. Game time 2 p.m. in the Great Northern Conference tomorrow. Lakeland is at Merrill. That's a 1:30 start. In 8-man football, Newman at Gibraltar. Game time for that one, 1 p.m. over at on the Door of County Peninsula. 3rd and 6 for Marshfield at the Rapids 39. Bowman comes in motion. Krieger being rushed. Gets hit, spins away, gets hit again, and flung down. Lost the football near the 50. Picked up by Bowman. Runs up the near sideline and out of bounds around the 35-yard line. That ball came loose. I'm not sure if that was a pitch, just a fumble, but Bowman picked it up and ran down to about the 35-yard line. If that play stands, it's a run of about 4 yards. See what the officials decide here, where they're going to put the football. They may rule it an incomplete pass, but now the officials are spotting the ball on the 36. So they'll call that a run of 3 yards for Bowman. Still leaves Marshfield with a 4th down play, though. Still 4th and about 4 for Marshfield at the Rapids 36-yard line. Tigers want to take advantage of their good field position right here. Double wing, 4th and 4 Tigers. Pass. The 10.
The guys you gotta watch if you're a defensive player is Bowman. He ran right down the middle of the field past the Wisconsin Rapids defense, and he was open by 3 yards. Goodness. Nice toss by Krieger. Actually, he hung it up there, and Bowman he had to wait for the ball just a little bit.
4-play, 43-yard scoring drive. Now Marshfield running the PAT play to Gadel, and he gets in on the run for the 2-point conversion. Gadel scores on the 2-point play, and Marshfield on top for the first time tonight. 8:27 remaining in the third quarter, and our score now is Marshfield 14, Wisconsin Rapids 7, and back to Beal Stadium and more football in just a moment.
Ag Country Farm Credit Services has been serving agriculture and rural communities for nearly 100 years. They offer a wide array of financial products, such as loans and leases for farm operations and real estate financing, rural home loans, crop insurance, tax preparation, and much more. Contact your Marshfield Ag Country Farm Credit Services office in front of the mall on Central Avenue today. Equal opportunity lender and provider.
Boy, Dale, as this year has gone on, we've seen so much improvement in Ryan Krieger's throwing ability. What a great touch he had on that pass play to Bowman.
I think you're also seeing a difference in play calling in that the Tigers know right now out of this kind of offense where some of their big playmakers can be. You know, Meverton is, for example, out there as a receiver. Bowman, double threat, running the ball and receiving, and Krieger has really improved throwing the football.
Now the kick by Mason Coffrin. Line drive, and Gruby lets the ball go over his head to the goal line for a touchback.
Well, a fired up Marshfield crowd now right down below us. Big crowd here also from Wisconsin Rapids. The far side is, I'd say, probably 80% full. Of course, there are some Marshfield fans that sit over there too, as they can't find a seat here. But nice following by both teams tonight for this exciting football game, and this is a first place game, Gene, right?
That's correct. Both teams 2-2 in first place coming into this ball game. 1st and 10, Wisconsin Rapids at their own 20. 8:27 remaining, third quarter. Marshfield now on top, 14-7. Jacob Mansell at quarterback. Isaac Pilot, the tailback behind him. Wide outs on either. Mansell takes the snap, throws far sideline, and through the hands of the receiver Campbell on the far sideline, incomplete.
Well, probably should have been caught. Little high. Campbell's not that big a guy, but he didn't have to jump that much for it.
By the way, Aspirus is proud to support Wisconsin Rapids football on AM 1320 WFHR. That's Aspirus, passion for excellence and compassion for people.
You know, we have Rapids fans listening as well tonight on our WFHR station. We're trying to be as neutral as we can. That ball dropped, though.
Second down for Rapids, 2nd and 10 for the Raiders at their own 20-yard line. Double slot here. Mansell instructing Coombs on the near sideline. Now back in the shotgun. Takes the snap and hands to Pilot. Bounces outside for some nice gain. Out to about the 29-yard line, then pushed back there by Hurdle and Schwannebeck Osterman. Pilot about a yard shy of the first down on that run. Gain of 9, 3rd and 1 for Wisconsin Rapids at their own 29-yard line.
Pilot now with 86 yards in 14 carries.
He's been over 100 yards each of Rapids' last 4 ball games.
Good football player.
Yes, he is. Big guy, 6'3", 205. Maybe even a bit too tall for a tailback, you'd think, but does a good job. 3rd and 1 for the Raiders at their own 29-yard line. Rapids coaching staff signals in the play. And now Rapids wants a timeout.
Wow.
Raiders take their first timeout of the second half. We have 7:38 remaining in the third quarter, and our score is Marshfield 14, Wisconsin Rapids 7. We'll come back to Beale Stadium and more football in just a moment.
When times are good in agriculture, everyone claims to be an ag bank. At Citizens State Bank of Loyal, we are an ag bank for all times, dedicated to the long-term financial success of our farmers. That commitment to agriculture has been our way of life for 105 years. Why we are involved in a number of farm organizations, why we have expanded our ag staff, and why we will be here for this generation and future generations on your family's farm. Citizens State Bank of Loyal, Granton, Neilsville, Spencer, and Marshfield. We finance Wisconsin's agriculture.
Wisconsin Rapids face with 3rd and 1 at the Marshfield 29-yard line. Westfall and Hewitt both on the near side, both very dangerous. Pilot in the backfield behind Mansell on 3rd and 1. Mansell takes the snap. He pitches it forward to Coombs near side with a lot of room to the 40, to the 45-yard line, pulled down from behind by Nolan Hurdle. They run that pitch forward play again to Nash Coombs, and it runs for a big yardage. 17 yards on the play and a first down for Wisconsin Rapids at their own 46-yard line. 7:25 remaining, third quarter. Marshfield leads 14-7. Hewitt and Westfall both on the far side. Coombs flanked on the near side. Mansell back in the pistol. Coombs goes in motion. Same play to the opposite side this time. And Coombs at the 50-yard line. Spins back inside of the 45. Then grabbed and flung down near the 40-yard line of Marshfield. They run Coombs in motion, and he gets a forward pitch from the quarterback. And he's run that play 3 times for big yardage, gained 14 on that play.
Got a nice block from a slot receiver out there on that time, too, for Wisconsin Rapids.
1st and 10 Rapids at the Tiger 40. Coombs now leaving after a couple of long runs, and Campbell comes back in the ballgame.
Able to hang on to the football, too, as the Marshfield tacklers were really trying to rip that ball loose from him. He's not a real big guy, but he was able to hang on to the ball.
Westfall and Hewitt both on the near side. Bowman playing a lot of defensive back on Hewitt tonight. Mansell back in the pistol. Takes the snap, looks to throw to the near sideline. Caught by Hewitt inside the 35 and then dropped by Johnsrud right there. I believe that's Keegan Hewitt's first catch of the night. And he has 13 catches coming into this ball game.
And you believe right.
He'll pick up 7 on that pass play. 2nd and 3 for Wisconsin Rapids at the Marshfield 33. Hewitt very dangerous. He caught 8 passes in the ballgame against Kimberly earlier this year. 8 for 85 that night. 2nd and 3 for Rapids at the Tiger 33.
Been kind of waiting for Rapids to come back with those slant plays with those big receivers.
Mansell on the shotgun. And Pilot straight ahead into the pile. And knocked down around the 31. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down. Got submarine on that play by several Tigers, led by Justin Stanek, I believe. So it's a 3rd down play for Wisconsin Rapids. 3rd and 1 for the Raiders at the Marshfield 31-yard line. Officials will stop the clock. And they're calling over a couple of Marshfield players. I believe a Marshfield player has a helmet problem, a chin strap. It needs to be replaced or fixed.
They give a player a few seconds or so to try to correct that, and have teammates are trying to help him. Now they're going to say go to the sidelines. He hasn't able to. And
that's John Howlett. He'll come out.
Oh boy.
And Ben Gus comes in to replace him, a sophomore. So 3rd and less than 1 for Wisconsin Rapids at the Tiger 31-yard line. Mansell sets down the line. And here's that forward pitch, this time to Chapman, getting outside and hurdles a couple of tacklers, carries inside the 25 and out of bounds around the 20.
Ooh, Marshfield coaches up here and the fans were looking for a holding call on Wisconsin Rapids. Not sure about that. It's over towards the far sideline, so officials have a much closer view than I do.
They run that forward pitch to Campbell that time, and he runs down to the 21-yard line, gains 10. 1st and 10 Rapids at the Tiger 21. 5:10 remaining, 3rd quarter. Marshfield leads 14-7.
Got to have a good first down stop here.
Mansell wants to pass the ball, lobs it near sideline. Westfall open near the goal line, goes up and makes the catch for the touchdown. Westfall over Skylar Tyson for the score, his 7th touchdown catch this year, and Rapids back to within 1 point.
That's tough duty, throwing the ball up to that tall receiver, and it was perfectly thrown.
8-play, 80-yard scoring drive for Wisconsin Rapids, and it's a 1-point ball game. Mansell on the touchdown pass, his 11th of the year. Nathan Hepp on the PAT try. Kick is on the way, long enough, and the kick is good. So we are back to even. Now there's a penalty flag down, I believe.
After the play again, well after the play. Sideline official from this side near the goal line came in. He threw a skyrocket.
The clock now stopped with 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Well, this will be attached to the kickoff. I think they got Marshfield for something again.
So the Tigers may be penalized on the kickoff here. Looks like it is a call against Marshfield.
Personal foul.
So 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter now. Our score is Marshfield 14 and Wisconsin Rapids 14. And back with more football in just a moment.
Victory Apparel of Marshfield is the place to go for all your hometown team apparel. New fall styles are arriving daily for every high school team in the area, as well as your favorite college team. New NCAA team apparel in stock now. Victory Apparel, just south of the tracks on Central Avenue in Marshfield, your official fanwear store for high school and NCAA team apparel, plus custom screen printing and embroidery for schools, organizations, and businesses.
Victory Apparel of Marshfield supports all area football teams. Now you can show your support by winning a free t-shirt in the Free Tees to Support Your Team contest. There's no better way to show your school spirit. Just register to win the next time you visit Victory Apparel. Weekly winners receive a free t-shirt from your local fanwear store. Victory Apparel in
And Coach Bioli might be thinking about that, and the Tigers have some hands guys up close to the line of scrimmage here.
I don't know why we have guys standing at the 2-yard line. If the ball goes that far, it's going to go in the end zone. We need to move those people up.
Rapids kicking off from the Marshfield 45. And here is a kick. And Tyson back at the 2. To the 5-yard line, far sideline, to the 15, to the 20. Has a seam across the 25 and out near the 30-yard line. Not a bad return considering the circumstances.
Don't know what happened, extracurricular, on that extra point. I looked down as soon as I saw the kick up and good. I looked down at my stat sheet, then still had time to look up, and then I saw the skyrocket coming in. So it was something extracurricular that took place well after the extra point was kicked. There's been I don't want to call it chippiness, but there's been a lot of plays between both teams tonight where players are blocking downfield right up to and sometimes after the whistle, and the officials have really been taking a close look at that, and we've seen a couple calls in this ball game.
Duncan Swanson, the ball game at receiver for Marshfield. 1st and 10 Tigers at their own 29. We're tied at 14. 4:50 left in the third quarter. Krieger on first down, pitches near side to Bowman. Cuts it back inside and now gets outside, out of bounds to the line of scrimmage. Looks like there was a seam to the inside, but he cut it back outside and not much there. Bowman out of bounds at the 31, gains 2.
Again, I can see it much better up here than he can see it at ground level. There have been any number of times this year where I've seen Gadel or Bowman try to string that thing all the way to the sidelines, and if they cut it back up, they're going to get a good 5, 6, 7 yards. I suppose they're looking for the home run. Can't blame them.
2nd and 8 Tigers at their own 31. 2 receivers on either side here. Krieger back to pass. Being rushed now, throws deep to the near sideline and over the head of Bowman at the 45-yard line, incomplete. He was open on the near side, but the ball just a bit too high.
Late pressure. Also, he had to sidestep to his shuffle to his right a little bit, then try and plant and make that throw. So it wasn't the easiest of throws to make. Certainly doable.
Sets up a 3rd and 8 for the Tigers at their own 31-yard line. VFA football tonight on WDLB and WFHR. A service of Hefco Floral Company of Marshfield, Arts Body Shop in Marshfield, and Rail Transport in Marshfield.
Again, though, Marshfield receivers open in the secondary.
And Krieger again to pass the ball, lobs it far side, incomplete.
That's backwards. Nope.
Picked up by Gadel, the call incomplete. There was a heavy rush by a Rapids man, and Krieger just dumped it off to Gadel on the far side, and the Tigers are lucky that was called incomplete and not a lateral, because that was a backwards pass.
I think they were lucky.
Yeah. So 4th down now, and the Tigers with another 3 and out. It's 4th and 8 Marshfield at their own 31-yard line. Krieger to punt once again. Gruby back deep, and Ryan's last kick over 50 yards. Krieger kicking from inside his 20-yard line. Good snap. And a high kick, not nearly as deep. Hits inside the 50. Takes a Marshfield bounce inside the 40. And to the 37-yard line, stop right there.
30-yard punt that time. Last one was 58.
Wisconsin Rapids football on their own 37, 4:24 remaining, third quarter. Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids are tied at 14. NFL football Sunday on AM 1450 WDLB, the New York Giants in Philadelphia, followed by Cincinnati and the Green Bay Packers. Our broadcast begins at 11:30 Sunday morning on AM 1450 WDLB. Rapids football on their own 37-yard line, looking for some go-ahead points. Double slot here. Mansell back in the shotgun. Hands to Pilot, a big gain across the 40, into the secondary to midfield, to the Tiger 40, and finally spun down near the Tiger 30-yard line. Takes about 4 guys to bring him down at the 27-yard line. A tough run there by Isaac Pilot. And that puts Wisconsin Rapids in scoring range. Pilat runs the ball down to the Tiger 27-yard line.
Well, don't think that those wide sweep plays to guys like Campbell and Coombs don't cause some of that, because Marshfield forced to widen out their defense, and then Rapids doing a nice job play calling, slipped the ball off inside.
36 yards for Pilat, a first down for Rapids at the Marshfield 27-yard line. Raiders set up a double slot formation. Jacob Mansell at quarterback for Wisconsin Rapids. Pilat behind him. And Mansell looks to throw to the far sideline. The ball caught by Campbell. Breaks a tackle to 20 up the far sideline and pulled down by Stanek at around the 19-yard line. That'll be a first down for Wisconsin Rapids. Officials spotting the football here. Looks like near the 15-yard line. Right on the 15, so a gain of 12 on that pass play. First and 10, Rapids at the Tiger 15. Rapids looking for the go-ahead score, and the Raiders have the ball inside the Rail red zone. Visit rail.jobs to join the winning Rail team. Experience the power of red with Rail Transport. Mansell hands off to Pilat. He gets crushed. A big hit behind the line of scrimmage by Marshfield defensive man Noah Preston on that play, but a flag down as well.
Flag from the far sidelines.
Preston with a big collision. Illegal procedure against Wisconsin Rapids. So yardage marked off against the Raiders. That brings the ball back to the 20-yard line, and it's first and 15. First and 15, Wisconsin Rapids on the Marshfield 20-yard line. Rapids looking for the go-ahead score. They're up by 7, got down by 7. Now we're back to even. Jacob Mansell in that pistol formation. Takes the snap and looks to throw the ball across the middle. A wide open receiver. That's Weffel, the fullback, who gets in the end zone for the touchdown. Justin Weffel wide open in the secondary. His first touchdown catch of the year. Only his third catch of the season. His second tonight. And so Wisconsin Rapids go 63 yards in only 3 plays. And the Raiders back on top in this ball game, leading 20-14.
Nice call. Tigers sell out on the run against Pilat. They fake it to him. Weffel playing in that H-back or up-back spot just slides right through. Nobody in the middle of the defense.
PAT try by Nathan Hepp. Kick is on the way. It is up and it is good. So Wisconsin Rapids regains the lead with 2:57 remaining in the third quarter. Our score was Wisconsin Rapids 21, Marshfield 14. Back to Beal Stadium and more football in just a moment.
Business insurance. If you own a business, you need coverage. Talk to the experts at Schwartz Insurance. Over 90 years experience and 3 generations of family ownership. Let Schwartz manage your business insurance program. Schwartz Insurance. Be sure. Check out Schwartz at BeSureOnline.com. That's BeSureOnline.com. Or call 387-1130. Schwartz Insurance. Be sure.
Wisconsin Rapids regains the lead with 2 touchdowns here in the third quarter. Rapids scores on back-to-back possessions. They now go on top 21-14 with 2:57 remaining in the third period.
Well, Marshfield hurting themselves in field position, getting that unsportsmanlike or personal foul call after the previous extra point, and Rapids got the kickoff from the Marshfield 45. Marshfield went 3 and out. Short punt. Don't have to go very far to score an extra one.
Now Rapids kicking off once again. Thyssen and Ott back deep, and Bowman and Gadel in front of them just inside the 30-yard line. Here's the kick. It's an onside kick along the near sideline, and Gadel will cover it and go out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Rapids tries the onside kick on that play, but Marshfield recovers. Following our broadcast this evening, it's our collision of the game, sponsored by Arts Body Shop in Marshfield. If you're involved in a collision, take your vehicle to Arts Body Shop at 1702 Roddus Avenue in Marshfield.
You know, I have to admit, I don't remember where a high school football team gets the ball if it goes out of bounds.
I think the 40.
Because that ball was actually out of bounds when Gadel recovered it. Interesting. No flag.
1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 38-yard line. Inside handoff to Bowman, looking for a hole across the 40 to near the 45-yard line. Pulled down there. Nice run for Brant Bowman on 1st down. He'll gain 6 to the 44-yard line. 2nd and 4 Tigers at their own 44. Tigers had a tough time moving the ball here in the third quarter. Double wing once again. Bowman comes in motion. Goes back again. Krieger maybe changing the play here. Rapid shows blitz. Krieger taking his time, now fades to pass the ball. Steps up, throws far sideline, incomplete. Ball intended for Colin Fravert at the 45-yard line. Colin got bumped on the play, but after the ball got by him. So the officials do not throw a flag on that play. And a 3rd and 4 for the Tigers at their own 44-yard line. Tigers went 3 and out on their last possession. Their first possession of the, their last possession here in the third quarter. Krieger back to pass once again. Steps up, throws across the middle. Caught by Bowman inside the 45. Breaks a tackle at the 40. Now to the near side. Gets a block from Meverden. A flag goes down, I believe, and Meverden may be called for an illegal block. Bowman carried down to the 28-yard line. Then a flag went down on the block by Meverden.
But the penalty will be marked off from there, so Marshfield still will have a nice gain on the play.
Now 28 yards on the pass play to Bowman. And then a Tiger penalty on the block by Meverden upfield. But Marshfield will have a 1st down on the play. It is a 1st down.
Nice spin moves by Bowman.
Yeah.
Can't blame Meverden. He's down there trying to throw that one extra block to spring Bowman for the score. And you just end up on the wrong side of that defensive player.
Ball's back at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10. Krieger to throw again. Middle screen. Broken up and almost intercepted. A dangerous play. And a Wisconsin Rapids man right there to knock that ball loose. That was Caleb O'Neill. Got a hand on it. Almost made the pass interception.
Good recognition by the defensive line for Wisconsin Rapids as they saw that they were being allowed to sift through real fast. They stopped and backpedaled, and there were actually 3 people right around that pass for Wisconsin Rapids. It was almost picked off as it was batted up into the air.
2nd and 10 for Marshfield at the Rapids 40-yard line. Gadel goes in motion. Counter play to Bowman, gets hit in the backfield, and he'll lose a yard or 2. Rapids defensive lineman waiting on that play. Nathan Hepp and Pete Aspros right there.
Aspros was a guy that got across and turned that one in, and Gadel finds himself looking at a house.
And Bowman loses 3.
Bowman, excuse me.
3rd and 13 for the Tigers at the Rapids 43-yard line.
Tough sledding running the ball for Brant tonight. 39 yards in 13 carries. He does have 5 catches tonight, though.
3rd and long for the Tigers. Krieger back to pass the ball. Has time. Now throws deep across the middle, looking for Bowman again. He goes up in the crowd. The ball's knocked down, incomplete. Well defended on that play by a Rapids defensive back. That may have been Dylan Ashbeck. It was Ashbeck playing one-on-one defense with Bowman. Ashbeck knocked the ball down, incomplete.
Tried to go back to the same play that they scored on. That ball hung up a little too long.
So a 4th and 13 for the Tigers at the Rapids 43, and the punt team comes in. With 1:05 remaining in the period, Krieger will punt once again.
I don't remember the last time I saw a Marshfield team fake a punt.
Snap back to Krieger, punts it away. And Gruby will let this ball bounce inside the 5 and bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Rapids football on their own 20-yard line. Final minute, 3rd quarter. And Wisconsin Rapids now leads Marshfield 21-14.
57-yard punt, but the ball comes back out to the 20, so it's net of 37 on the punt.
UW Stevens Point football team facing Adrian of Michigan at Gerke Field in Stevens Point tomorrow. Game time 4 p.m. UW Eau Claire faces George Fox of Oregon at Carson Park in Eau Claire tomorrow at 3:30. UW La Crosse plays Carroll of Waukesha at La Crosse at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Some of the WIAC teams in action tomorrow.
Point has had a little series going on here the last 4 or 5 years with Adrian. I saw him play Point 2 years ago in Stevens Point.
1st and 10 Rapids at their own 20-yard line. Late third quarter. Rapids up by 7. And Mansell on a bad handoff keeps the ball and dives forward to the line of scrimmage. Tried to hand the ball to Pilot. Pilot wasn't there, so Mansell eats it. Gains nothing on the play. 2nd and 10 Rapids at their own 20-yard line with 45 seconds in the period.
Pilot now with 124 yards and 17 carries, Gene.
Why, he's above 100 yards once again. The 5th consecutive ball game, he's hit that 100-yard mark.
Mansell with 109 yards passing.
2nd and 10 Rapids at their own 20. Hewitt on the near side, Westfall far side. Mansell in the pistol. Gives the ball to Pilot this time. Breaking tackles out to about the 26 and pulled down there by Bentley Schwannebeck-Osterman. 6 yards for Pilot. 3rd and 4 Rapids at their own 26-yard line. 10 seconds in the quarter. And so the Raiders may let the clock wind down. Looks like they will. And so we played 3 quarters of football here at Beal Stadium in Marshfield. And our score is Wisconsin Rapids 21 and Marshfield 14. We'll come back with 4th quarter action in just a moment.
The cozy warmth after coming in from a chilly pink-cheeked morning walk. The perfect man cave temperature to kick back and watch the big game. When the weather turns cold, a new Rheem heating system will surround your family in total comfort. Are you feeling it? Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Feel the warmth this winter with a new home heating system installed by the local pros at Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling. Call Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling today or see them in Marshfield at 1209 West Veterans Parkway.
Paget Equipment Company, a division of JBL International, specializing in stainless steel fabrication worldwide, and a proud backer of Marshfield area youth programs and activities. The folks at Paget Equipment support healthy competition. It helps prepare youth for life, teaching them important concepts like teamwork and fair play. Important in athletics, important in business, important in life. Paget Equipment, a strong backer of the youth of Marshfield, urging you to get involved with school-related activities.
By the way, Arnie Peck standing by at WDLB Scoreboard Central. Halftime, Neenah 8, Kimberly 7.
Yeah, that would be huge. I mean, I'm not a Neenah or a Kimberly fan, but boy.
Neenah playing some pretty good football.
Yeah. What a rivalry that must be. Yeah. Neenah and Kimberly kissing cousins there.
3rd and 4 Rapids at the 26-yard line. Slant pass near side to Westfall, and he may have dropped the ball at the 35-yard line. See how the officials ruled this. The ball was thrown low.
It bounced. It bounced and rolled around.
It's incomplete.
Wow, I was going to say.
By the way, Arnie also says, tell Mr. Eukitis to get his act together.
Okay.
So please work on that as soon as possible.
Arnie, put down your 4th brat tonight, and I will do that. Poor footwork there by Mansell. He never got his feet set to throw that slant pass.
Rapids punting on 4th and 4 from the 26-yard line. Good snap. The kick by Ashbeck.
Nice kick.
And Bowman back at the 34-yard line. Has a seam near side 40. 45 midfield. Up the near sideline 40 to the 30 to the 25 and pushed out of bounds right there. And the Tigers in great field position here. Marshfield football inside the Rapids 30-yard line.
Ooh, nice blocking along the sidelines over here by several players. I don't have a block of the game yet for a special team. I've got one for the offense on the Krieger 1-yard touchdown run, blowing open a big hole along the line on the right side of the line. I don't have my collision of the game yet either.
Well, there was that one hit by Noah Preston, but that was on a play that was called back because of the false start. That was probably the biggest hit of the night.
Yeah, that's right.
1st and 10 for Marshfield at the Rapids 25. Tigers down by 7. And Krieger fumbles the snap, picks it back up, and gets hit hard back around the 36-yard line.
Yeah, then he tried to run backwards on top of it to get out of the play, and lost another 5 yards by doing it, but at least he was athletic enough to get the bad snap.
That's a loss of 11.
Yeah,
Ball's back at the 36, 2nd and 21 Tigers.
Wow.
11:20 remaining in regulation time. And Marshfield trailing Wisconsin Rapids 21-14. Meverden far side. Wilhelm near side. Gadel and Bowman the wings. Byrell in the backfield next to Krieger. Ryan back to pass. Runs a quarterback draw outside of the 35-yard line looking for a block and pulled down around the 32.
I'm glad he got down when he did, too.
You're listening to VFA Football on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield and AM 1320 WFHR Wisconsin Rapids. Our producers, Don Cheesebro and Tom Uthmeyer. With Dale Yukaitis, I'm Gene D'Alicio. 10:35 left in regulation time. Marshfield trails Wisconsin Rapids 21-14, and it's 3rd and 17 for Marshfield at the Rapids 32-yard line. 3 receivers on the near side. Krieger in the pistol, takes the snap, drops back to pass. Good blocking from Byrell. Starts to run, gets hit and taken down. Shovels it back to Byrell, and now Byrell coming to the near sideline to the 35, the 30-yard line, and pulled down to the 27-yard line. Krieger in the grasp of some defensive linemen, flung the ball back to his blocker, Byrell, and Isaiah took off, and he actually runs for 5 yards.
That's a running play as it was thrown backwards.
Gain of 5 for Byrell, and leaves the Tigers with a 4th and 12 at the Rapids 27-yard line.
Krieger lucky there. He player from Rapids had a blindside shot on him and wrapped him up, but Krieger still had one arm free and just flipped it high in the air into the backfield to Byrell.
Well, it looks like Kimberly has just scored. They now lead that ball game 15-8 with 4:31 left in the ball game. So Marshfield has taken a timeout here. 9:49 remaining in regulation time, and Wisconsin Rapids leading 21-14. Owen Withey, by the way, comes back to beat Thorpe tonight, 14-12. Owen Withey, the winner over Thorpe, 14-12. So the Blackhawks back in the win column with that win over their arch rivals, the Thorpe Cardinals, this evening. Big play for Marshfield here. It's 4th and 12 Tigers at the Rapids 27-yard line with 9:49 left and Rapids leading by 7. Tiger offense back on the field. Let's see where Ryan Krieger goes with this one.
Well, Marshfield's had a lot of success throwing the football in the middle of the field. Let's see what they decide to do here.
4th and 12 Tigers at the Rapids 27. Krieger back to pass, has time, throws deep across the middle, looking for a receiver, has a man open. That's Meverden in the end zone for the touchdown.
Right down the middle.
Meverden open at the 5-yard line, makes the catch, has a receiver, defensive back on him, but sheds that tackle and gets in for the score. A 4-play, 25-yard scoring drive, and Marshfield trying to tie the ball game now. Mason Coffrenon to attempt to kick the PAT. That would tie the ball game. Colin Favorite, the holder. Low snap, ball is down, kick is on the way, has the distance.
Wow.
The kick is good. And we're back to even with 9:43 remaining in regulation time. Our score is Marshfield 21, Wisconsin Rapids 21. More football coming up in just a moment.
The next time you need a plumber, call Schreiner's Plumbing and Heating of Marshfield. Schreiner's Plumbing has licensed plumbers, and they've been offering fast, dependable service to the Marshfield area for nearly 100 years. They do it all, from pump service and installation to water heaters, water softeners, sewer and drain cleaning. They have kitchen and bath fixtures too. Come see their showroom to give your home a bold new look with Kohler. When you need a plumber, don't settle for anything less. Call the best. Schreiner's Plumbing and Heating, 106 East 4th Street in Marshfield.
Once again, Isaac Meverden comes up with a big pass play. The reception by Meverden, his 3rd touchdown catch of the year. Ryan Krieger now with 2 touchdown passes, or 1 touchdown pass tonight. No, it is 2 touchdown passes.
2, yep.
Bowman and Meverden gives Ryan 9 for the year. Back to even, tied at 21. as Mason Coffrin kicks off. Long end over end kick. Far side, grabbed by Gruby at about the 10-yard line.
Oh,
and he falls down. He falls down around the 17-yard line.
Don't know how much he would have had there, actually, because it looked like pretty good coverage. So it's on the far hash mark, but he looked like he was trying to make a cut, and his feet just gave out. The reason I called that play down the middle is Rapids has been playing, it looks to me like a two-deep secondary. When you do that, the middle of the field can be open. Meverton actually, from a wide position, ran a skinny post pattern right down the middle of the field between the safeties. Touchdown.
Rapids football on their own 17-yard line, 9:40 remaining. We're tied at 21. Jacob Mansell at quarterback. And on first down, he'll pitch it near side to Coombs. He gets hit by Schwannebeck Osterman and stopped after a short gain. That's how the Tigers read that play.
There's my collision of the game, because Schwannebeck Osterman fended off a blocker and shoved him away and then went inside and made the tackle. And that slot receiver has been doing a nice job blocking on the outside. Not so that time.
There's that forward pitch, and this time the Tigers defend it well. Gain of 2. 2nd and 8 for Rapids at their own 19-yard line.
Was that Coombs?
That was Coombs, yes. Wideouts on either side. Mansell in the shotgun, back to pass. Steps up, throws deep to the far sideline. Westfall behind the defense, goes up, makes the catch, and then drops the ball. He drops the ball at the 45-yard line. He had it, had a step on his defender, and dropped it.
Had to reach back above his head a little bit. He's going down the far sidelines, and the ball was thrown a little bit more towards the sideline, and the last second wasn't just able enough to make that adjustment, as he had to reach behind him and above his head, and didn't get it.
Now a 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 for Rapids at their own 19-yard line.
Catchable ball.
Here's Shewitt on the near side, picked up by Rigel. Westfall far side. Mansell back to pass. Has time. Again throws deep down the far sideline for Westfall. Behind the defense, he dives and drops the ball again.
Well,
that was a tough catch. He had to step on Skylar Theisen. Had to lean out to grab that one deep for Westfall, and both times misfire. So Rapids has to punt. 4th and 9 for the Raiders. 4th and 8 at their own 19-yard line. Marshfield will get the ball back. And Brant Bowman back in deep safety inside the 50-yard line. Dylan Ashbeck on to punt for Wisconsin Rapids. Gets the snap, kicks it away, a line drive. Bowman waits for it to bounce at the 36, to the 40-yard line, outside of the 45, to midfield, up the far sideline, inside Rapids territory to the 45-yard line. Good field position once again for Marshfield to put the ball in play at the Wisconsin Rapids 45. We are tied at 21, 8:40 remaining in regulation time.
For our fans listening in from WFHR tonight, that second pass, if Westfall had come up with the ball, it would have been a tremendous catch, because ball was out in front of him, and he had to dive for it and just wasn't able to hang on to it as he came down. And there was contact then later with the defensive back as well as the ground. And a great effort by Westfall, but just couldn't quite pull it in.
So Marshfield now looking to regain the lead. 1st and 10 Tigers at the Rapids 44-yard line. Short field again for Marshfield, double slot. Bowman goes in motion. Krieger fakes the pitch to Bowman, gives to Gadel, hit in the backfield and drop for a loss. Once again, Frank Hartman right there to make the stop for Wisconsin Rapids on that counter play, and that'll lose about 5 yards.
Once again, having some difficulty getting the corner.
Ball's back at the 49, 2nd and 15. Wisconsin Rapids football tonight on WFHR, a service of Aspirus. They're proud to support Raiders football. Aspirus, passion for excellence, compassion for people.
39's rushing for Bowman, 20 for Gadel tonight. Tough running.
2nd and 15 for Marshfield at the Wisconsin Rapids 49. Krieger takes the snap. Hands to Byrell. Nice run across the 45 down to about the 41-yard line. Isaiah Byrell with a rare run that picks up 8 on the play.
You know, he's not the quickest guy in the whole world, Gene, but he seems like to pick his blockers. Yeah. He picks up his feet and kind of stutter steps through the hole.
Now a makeable 3rd down here for Marshfield. 3rd and 7 at the Wisconsin Rapids 41.
Rapids in a single safety defense on that last play, a 3-deep type look, or at least a one-man safety.
Double slot on 3rd and 7. Krieger takes the snap, being rushed heavily, rolls to the far sideline, gets a good block, takes off, up the far sideline to the 35, and backpedals out of bounds around the 37-yard line, about 3 yards shy of the first down. A strong rush by Drake Biolo, forcing Krieger to keep the ball. He runs to the 40 to the 37. He gains 4 on the play. So the Tigers have a 4th and 4 here. They'll mark it back to the 38. 4th and 4 Marshfield at the Rapids 38-yard line. And we'll see what the Tigers do here. Looks like they will go for it. Clock winding down, 7:15 left in regulation time. Marshfield going for it on 4th and 4 at the Wisconsin Rapids 38.
Watch Bowman.
Double slot. Bowman now comes in motion. And a Rapids man charges across the line of scrimmage. That's Drake Biolo. Comes across the neutral zone for an offside violation.
So 5-yard penalty on Wisconsin Rapids as they jump on the long snap count.
And that'll give the ball to Marshfield on Rapids 33 and give Marshfield a first down. With 7:15 remaining in regulation time, we are tied at 21 here at Beal Stadium. Tigers looking for a go-ahead score. Mevert into the far side, Wilhelm near side. Gadel and Bowman the wings, Byrell the blocking back. Gadel comes in motion, gets a pitch. Coming near side, they string it out. Cuts it back inside to about the 33, stop right there, virtually no gain on that run by Gadel. 2nd and 10 for Marshfield at the Rapids 33-yard line. Final, Kimberly beat Neenah tonight 15-8.
Wow. In the last 4 minutes of that game.
2nd and 10 coming up for Marshfield at the Rapids 33. Clock down to 6:25 remaining. Krieger back on the pistol. Bowman goes in motion. Drops the snap, picked up by Gadel. He'll run forward with it. That's Byrell with it, and he'll actually gain about 2 yards. Bad snap, and Byrell runs for 2 to the 31. Brings up a 3rd down play now. 3rd and 8 for the Tigers at the Rapids 31-yard line.
Is that a 14-7 or 14-8 score in that Neenah game, G?
15-8.
15-8?
Yes, 15-8. Kimberly gets the win. Big play here, 3rd and about 9 for the Tigers at the Rapids 31-yard line. Krieger takes the snap, drops back to pass, now starts to run, dumps it off far side, caught by Byrell at the 30, up the field about the 26, and pulled down there 2 yards shy of the first down. Isaiah Byrell makes the catch, runs for 5. Isaiah's made some big plays tonight, but now a key play here. It's 4th and about 3 for the Tigers at the Wisconsin Rapids 26-yard line. Rapids changing some personnel. Marshfield appears to be willing to go for it here. 4th and 3 Marshfield at the Rapids 26-yard line. Big play right here. 5:05 remaining. We're tied at 21. Tigers line up. Krieger back in the pistol. Ryan takes the snap. Rolls to the near sideline. Being pursued. Throws on the run for Bowman. Goes up and makes the catch, but he's out of bounds. Out of bounds on the near sideline. Some strong pressure once again by Drake Biolo. And the Tiger drive stalls out on downs. Wisconsin Rapids takes over on their own 26 with 4:54 remaining in regulation time. We are tied at 21 here at Beal Stadium. And the Rapids offense back on the field. 1st and 10 Wisconsin Rapids on their own 26. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining here in the second half. Jacob Mansell leads out the Rapids attack. Keegan Hewitt wide near side, picked up by John Reigel. Mansell back in the pistol. And he'll hand the ball off to Coombs. Gets outside with a lot of room. Up the far sideline, the 40 to midfield, and he's in the clear up the far sideline. The 25, the 15, the 10, and all the way for the touchdown. Nash Coombs, 74 yards for the touchdown. And Wisconsin Rapids leads it 27-21. One play, 74-yard scoring drive for Wisconsin Rapids. Nash Coombs now with touchdown runs tonight of 35 yards and 74 yards. Nathan Hepp on to attempt to kick the PAT. Ball is down, kick is on the way, and the kick is good. Hepp kicks the PAT, and so Wisconsin Rapids back on top with 4:42 remaining in regulation time. Our score, Wisconsin Rapids 28 and Marshfield 21. Back to Beal Stadium and more football in just a moment.
In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local Dish-authorized retailer, Selk Electronics, with folks right here in your neighborhood to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels for your home or your business. Dish and Selk Electronics have it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Believe it. Call Selk Electronics at 715-683-2558 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions, whatever they may be. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Wisconsin Rapids regains the lead. They go up 28-21. 4:42 remaining in regulation time. Marshfield will get the ball back here. Rapids with 3 touchdowns here in the second half. Marshfield with 2.
Well, once Coombs broke the line of scrimmage and then got to the outside, he outran the Marshfield secondary. There was nobody on the field that was going to catch him. He can really scoot.
He can, 5'6", 145. But some great speed, and that was the difference there.
Kind of in that Gadel range, but I think he's even faster, a lot faster probably than Andy.
Rapids kicking off. Ott and Tyson back deep for Marshfield. Gadel and Bowman up around the 25. There's a short kick down the middle. Squirms through to about the 22, picked up there by Ott, comes near side 30 to the 35 and flung down about the 37-yard line. Tiger football on their own 37 with 4:35 left in regulation time. Wisconsin Rapids now on top, 28-21. VFA football tonight on WDLB and WFHR, a service of Marshfield Utilities, Total Electric Service in Marshfield, and Culver's of Marshfield.
Is this considered the West Division, Gene, or what is
yes.
the...
Yes.
Okay. Battle for first place in the West Division tonight. Both teams at 2-2 coming in.
Marshfield offense on the field. 1st and 10 Tigers at their own 38-yard line. Miverton far side. Wilhelm near side. Krieger back in the pistol. Gadel comes in motion. Gets the handoff. Runs forward across the 40 to about the 42. Was stutter stepping in the backfield to elude some tacklers and delayed his run, but finally moved forward and gained about 5 yards on the play.
Well, once again, very good penetration by the left side of the defensive line, Wisconsin Rapids. And Gadel had to cut it up the middle and actually got more yards doing that than he has on the sweep attempts.
2nd and 5 from the 42-yard line. Krieger to pass the football. Pump fakes, now rolls to the far sideline.
Holding.
Stops, gets outside, still stops, now throws again on the run. And the pass broken up at the 45-yard line, incomplete, as the Tiger receiver, that was Miverton, got hit from behind, but the officials say the contact was legal, so there's no flag on the play.
Okay. Right in front of the Rapids bench. Miverton tackled from behind, but play on.
3rd and 5 now for Marshfield at their own 42-yard line. Double slot here. Krieger in the pistol, takes the snap, fades the pass, lobs near side to Byrell, hits in the backfield and stopped about the 42-yard line, forced out of bounds near the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, short side screen pass thrown over here in front of the Tigers bench, and Byrell just didn't have enough room to work.
So a 4th and 6 coming up for Marshfield. In fact, the Martha ball back at the 40-yard line. And the Tigers want to take a timeout. Marshfield's second timeout with 3:55 remaining in regulation time. Our score is Wisconsin Rapids 28 and Marshfield 21. We'll come back to Beal Stadium in just a moment. The Marshfield Tiger Booster Club salutes former Tiger baseball standouts Dalton Varsho and Trevor Schwecke for their fine seasons at UW-Milwaukee. Dalton hit .366 with 11 home runs and 39 RBIs, and Trevor hit .320 with 13 RBIs. Both were named to the Horizon League All-Conference second team. Congratulations once again to Dalton Varsho and Trevor Schwecke from the Marshfield Tiger Booster Club. See what Marshfield wants to do here. The Tigers have a 4th and 8 at their own 40-yard line. Tigers down 28-21 with 3:55 remaining. Looks like Marshfield will go for it. 4th and 8 Tigers at their own 40. Double slot, Krieger in the pistol. Back to pass. Being rushed, rolls near sideline. He'll take off and run to the 45 to midfield, and he has the first down inside the 50-yard line.
Nifty move that time by Krieger as he got around the corner, a little shuffle step, jump step to the inside, and made a Wisconsin Rapids player miss. And kind of his feet slid out from underneath him. And one of the things you got to be concerned with here for both teams, but Rapids has some awful big guys there in that front, and they've been running around a lot in this weather.
1st and 10 Tigers of the Rapids 47. Here's Bowman getting outside with some room. 45, cuts back to the 40, to the 35-yard line, at the 30, back to the inside of the 25, and still on his feet before he's finally tackled to the 23-yard line. About a 24-yard run for Brant Bowman, and Marshfield now in scoring range. 1st and 10 Tigers at the Wisconsin Rapids 23. 3:25 left. Tigers trail 28-21. Krieger will hand the ball off. Gato drops it, but then falls on it back at the 28-yard line. Loss of 5 on the play. 2nd and 15 for Marshfield at the Rapids 28. 3 minutes left in regulation time. Wisconsin Rapids leading it 28-21.
I think both of these teams are getting a little tired in the heat out there, but there's a lot of Rapids players that are either bent over or kind of grabbing their thigh pads here. I think we got some tired players on the field in the white jerseys.
Krieger back on the pistol, drops the snap, picks it back up, throws far side, low throw, incomplete. Looking for Meverin, and he says he made the catch, but the officials say he trapped it, and Krieger he clearly did.
Krieger got drilled. I hope he can get up.
Krieger got hit hard by a Rapids defender. I think that was Hartman, and Hartman's slow getting up also, but they're both up. Ball is at the 28-yard line. 3rd and 15 for Marshfield at the Wisconsin Rapids 28. 2:41 left in regulation time. Rapids leads 28-21. Mevert into the far side, Wilhelm near side. Gadel and Bowman the wings on 3rd and 15. Gadel comes in motion. Gets the handoff, runs straight ahead across the 25 to about the 22 and stop there. That gives Marshfield a 4th and about 10.
I think Bowman was trying to pull that ball out. I think Krieger may have a bloody nose here, and he's now coming over to the sidelines during this timeout.
Marshfield taking timeout. This, by our count, is Marshfield's final timeout. 2:30 remaining in regulation time. And Wisconsin Rapids leads Marshfield 28-21. You can hear more on Green Bay Packer football in our In the Huddle program, coming your way Monday evening at 6:05 right here on AM 1450 WDLB and also on AM 1320 WFHR. In the Huddle coming up on Monday evening. Big play for both ball clubs here. Marshfield has a 4th and 10 at the Wisconsin Rapids 22-yard line. 2:30 remaining in regulation time, and Wisconsin Rapids leads 28-21. Marshfield will go for it here. Not much choice at this point.
Well, Krieger's done a nice job of scrambling out of the pocket. Almost seems to prefer to throw on the run. There's been a few times where he's held the ball and then taken off. Been pretty successful with it. Meverton, of course, the clutch receiver. It looks like Rapids is going back into that 2-deep secondary again.
Meverton near side, Wilhelm on the far side. Bowman to the near side as well. 4th and 10 Tigers at the Wisconsin Rapids 22.
Oh, single safety.
Krieger back to pass. Has time, steps up, throws near sideline. The ball is caught near the 10-yard line. That was Bowman.
First down.
And he brings it around the 11-yard line. That's a first down. Officials had to spot the ball, but just enough for the first down. Gain of 11. First and 10 Tigers at the Rapids 11.
Well, again, in the middle of the field, this one in front of the Rapids defense. They did go to a single high safety that time out of that 2 deep.
2:10 remaining in regulation time. Wisconsin Rapids leads 28-21. First and 10 Tigers at the Rapids 11. Tigers are out of timeouts. Double slot. Bowman goes in motion.
Yeah, it's going to be procedure or a time. Do they have a
delay of
timeout
game?
left?
Delay of game.
Yeah.
Tigers do not have a timeout by our count.
Yeah, they just didn't look like they had the play set in their head, and receiver on the left side jumped a little bit, and then another receiver from the right side went in motion.
So the ball comes back to the 16. First and 15. 1:54 remaining in regulation time. Rapids leads 28-21.
Tigers use that system where they come to the line of scrimmage, the coaches signal in a play, then they look at a wristband that has that play on it, and then they run the play.
3 receivers near side, Meverton far side. Krieger back to pass, lobs near side, incomplete. Boy, he had Gadel near side, but a strong rush by Biolo on that play, and Krieger threw the ball incomplete. Nathan Hepp in there as well.
There's been pressure coming right up the middle a number of times tonight in Krieger's face. He had no chance on that one.
2nd and 15 Tigers at the Wisconsin Rapids 16. The Tigers have the ball inside the Rail red zone. Visit rail.jobs to join the winning Rail team. Experience the power of red with Rail Transport in Marshfield. 2nd and 15 Tigers at the Rapids 16. Krieger in the pistol. Bowman goes in motion. Krieger back to pass, being rushed middle screen, caught by Byra. Turns upfield to the 10-yard line and carries down to near the 5-yard line. That middle screen to Byron, about 11 yards. Cut down on the 5-yard line. Lays Marshfield with a 3rd and 4 at the Rapids 5 with 90 seconds remaining in regulation time. Rapids leading 28-21. Krieger checking at the sidelines, now back on the field. Tigers will huddle here. 1:15 remaining. 3rd and 4 Marshfield at the Rapids 5. Bowman and Gadel and Wilhelm all to the near side. Krieger looks to pass. Lobs far side up in the air from Everton. Goes up in a crowd. And the ball is intercepted. Tipped away and intercepted. Intercepted by Thomas Gruby to stop the Marshfield drive. It was deflected away from Everton, and Gruby grabs it for the pass interception, his 2nd of the year. And Wisconsin Rapids stops Marshfield with 1:05 to play.
Marshfield trying to single up Meverton on the left side of the field. They got the play they wanted, ball thrown up in the air, kind of up for grabs. And the Rapids player, oh, wait a minute. We have some sort of a penalty here? Yes, there was a flag, and they're saying it was on Wisconsin Rapids. I don't know what it was. It must have been very late.
Flag down.
Oh, my.
Now let's see what the situation is here. There is a flag on the play. The flag may have been after the interception, maybe a call against Rapids, but after the interception, because it looks like Marshfield's defense is coming on the field.
Okay.
The ball be placed at the 10-yard line, but Rapids does have the ball.
And Marshfield with no timeouts, unsportsmanlike against Rapids.
So Rapids ball on the interception by Gruby at their own 10. 1:05 remaining in regulation time. Rapids on top, 28-21. And as Dale mentions, Marshfield does not have any timeouts. So Rapids needs a couple of snaps, and they will win this ball game. And great ball game tonight. And Rapids looks like they will prevail this evening. Raider offense back on the field. Mansell under center here, a tight formation.
Something he hasn't done all night.
Nope. And he'll take a knee. Clock hits 60 seconds. Wisconsin Rapids with their 4th consecutive win over Marshfield, although this one a tough one. Clock winding down now to 50 seconds remaining. Now at 45. Rapids needs at least one more snap. Mansell checking with that back judge. Now the count begins. And Mansell takes a knee once again with 30 seconds left. And the ball put in play with 25, and so that might do it. Boy, what a great ball game this evening. Wisconsin Rapids prevails with a big win. That win will put Rapids alone in first place in the VFA West Division. And the players begin their handshakes, and so another snap is not needed in this one. And Wisconsin Rapids gets the win in a tough ball game here in Marshfield tonight. Our final score, Wisconsin Rapids 28 and the Marshfield Tigers 21. We'll come back with a full recap on our postgame report in just a moment.
What one person do you trust most? Your spouse, your minister, your doctor?
How about the guy that fixes my car?
Your auto mechanic?
Yeah, Scott and the guys at Jim's Auto in Marshfield. They look things over and tell me what's wrong, both serious and not so serious, so I know what needs fixing now and what can wait a bit. I get an honest commitment. And when I decide what to do, well, they stand behind their work, too. Real professionals. Jim's Auto in Marshfield, 710 East Depot Street, just off Peach, north of the tracks. If you can't trust your auto mechanic, who can you trust?
It's a brighter birthday when it's filled with flowers from Hefco's. Hi, this is Liz reminding you to send the gift that makes any day brighter, especially birthdays. Order today to deliver a floral celebration and birthday smiles to your favorite birthday girls and boys. Make it extra special by adding balloons or a box of Abdallah's chocolates. Hefco Floral, City Hall Plaza, Marshfield. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, Saturdays, 8 to noon. Hefco's, your florist. We help you celebrate your life.
Every team needs the right connection to succeed. The same thing applies to your home or business. If something doesn't seem quite right, don't play amateur repair person. Contact Total Electric Service of Marshfield at 380-311. Total Electric offers a 24-hour emergency service for residential, commercial, farm, and industrial jobs. Total Electric Service, the name says it all. Total service for all of your electric contracting needs. 384-3311.
Outstanding ball game here at Beale Stadium in Marshfield tonight, and the Wisconsin Rapids Red Raiders prevail as they knock off the Marshfield Tigers 28-21. You're listening to VFA football on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield and AM 1320 WFHR Wisconsin Rapids. Don Cheesebro and Tom Uthmeyer are producers tonight. With Dale Yukaitis, I'm Gene Delisio at Beale Stadium in Marshfield. Wisconsin Rapids again the winner tonight, 28-21. Our final scoring recap, a service of Ag Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities throughout central Wisconsin. Well, Wisconsin Rapids got off to a great start tonight. Raiders took the opening kickoff and went 89 yards in 8 plays and scored on a 35-yard touchdown run by Nash Coombs. Nathan Hepp kicked the PAT to cap an 8-play, 89-yard scoring drive and give the Raiders a 7-0 lead with 8:58 remaining in the first quarter. There was no further scoring in the first half until late in the second quarter. Marshfield did have a chance in the second quarter, early in the second quarter, as they began a drive on their own 3 and brought the ball to the Rapids 31, but that drive was stalled on downs after 14 plays. On the next Tiger drive, they got the ball on their own 5 and went 95 yards in 15 plays and scored on a 3-yard touchdown run by Ryan Krieger. The PAT kick was blocked, and Marshfield trailed 6 with 21 seconds remaining in the second quarter. That was our halftime score. Marshfield got the ball to start the second half. Tigers went 3 and out. Wisconsin Rapids went 3 and out. And following a punt, Marshfield got the ball back at the Rapids' 43-yard line and scored on a 36-yard touchdown pass from Krieger to Brant Bowman. Then Andy Gadel ran in the 2-point conversion, and Marshfield led 14-7 with 8:27 remaining in the third quarter. That was Marshfield's first lead. Rapids got the ball right back on the ensuing kickoff and went 80 yards in 8 plays and scored on a 21-yard touchdown pass from Jacob Mansell to Isaiah Westfall. Ethan Hepp kicked the PAT, and we were tied at 14 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Then after a Marshfield punt, Rapids took over again, this time on their own 37-yard line. A 37 by Pilot put Rapids in scoring range, and then the Raiders scored on a 20-yard touchdown pass between Mansell and Justin Weffel. Hep kicked the PAT, and Rapids regained the lead 21-14 with 2:57 left in the third quarter. That was our third quarter score. Marshfield then tied the ball game early in the fourth quarter after a Rapids punt. The Tigers started that drive on the Rapids 25-yard line and scored 4 plays later on a 27-yard touchdown pass between Krieger and Isaac Meverden. Mason Coffrin kicked the PAT that tied the ball game at 21 with 9:43 remaining in regulation time. Marshfield drove down to the Rapids 26 on their next possession but could not score, lost the ball on downs, gave the ball to Rapids on the Rapids 26, and the Raiders scored on their first play from scrimmage on a 74-yard touchdown run by Nash. Hep kicked the PAT, and Rapids led 28-21 with 4:42 remaining in regulation time. Marshfield then took the ensuing kickoff and drove down to the Rapids 5-yard line, but a pass interception in the end zone by Thomas Gruby stopped that drive and ended the scoring threat by Marshfield. Gave the ball back to Rapids in the closing seconds, and Rapids holds on to win this ball game 28-21. And our post-game scoring recap for this evening, a service of Ag Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities throughout central Wisconsin. And we'll come back with more of our post-game report from Beal Stadium following these messages.